I can't pub the YouTube page, right, for the questions? I can? It is week 4 here in the state of Utah. Dusty Litster and Jeff Hansen with you on KSL Sports Rewind's Friday Night Redzone. As always, presented by Hyndman Associates and also Igloo Outfitters. Advanced Windows now coming on as well. Bunch of new things happening. So if you want to be a sponsor of the show, hit us up. Let us know at KSL Sports Rewind on Instagram and Twitter. Now, you can watch us on KSLSports.com. You can listen to us on 97.5 and 1280 The KSL Sports Zone. You can also, if you want to chat with us, you can go to Rewind Sports Network on YouTube. And there is a link there. Now, if you want to chat and ask questions.
Oh, we are evolving.
AMA.
Oh, man.
On YouTube.
I will answer everything.
Jeff will answer everything.
You can ask me anything you want.
What's he making tomorrow for the first Cougar Day?
Well, this will be an ad, but Cougar Feast. We got the feast. They're not paying for ads on this show, so I'm not going to tell you.
Return a text message. But so go there, ask us questions. We'd love to make this more interactive. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do that. So hit us up, let us know. Also, I got to mention Kenzie Valentine will be here doing our scoreboard updates, and Vince pushing all the buttons, keeping us going through all of our games. But Jeff, this week 4, it's interesting because we hit kind of the middle of the season. And this is where we are in week 4, because 16 weeks for the football season, 12 of them for the regular season, then we get to the playoffs. But this week's a little different, because we always have that headline game.
Yeah.
Our game of the week is Mountain Ridge and Lone Peak. And Dane wanted to do this game because he thought, hey, here's a chance to find out really who both these teams are. Because Lone Peak, obviously they went through the buzzsaw that is Corner Canyon with Isaac Wilson. We'll get into Isaac a little bit later. But Mountain Ridge, we got to figure out who they are under Coach Mike Mayfu.
We do, and before we get into that, I feel like I got to start the show off with an apology, Dusty.
Really?
I was pretty hard on Roosevelt last week. I've been thinking about it all week long.
Best finish I've had in a long time.
I was pretty rough on Roosevelt, and I made some insinuations that those refs were from Skinwalker Ranch and that maybe they were paranormals. And the apology I need to make is to the paranormals, because there's no way that aliens could come from outer space with all of that technology and then make the call that those refs made. Clearly, that was a human call, and I feel like I need to apologize to the paranormals of Skinwalker Ranch. That was on me.
The aliens of Independence Day would not have done that.
No, they wouldn't make a mistake like that.
They had way bigger brains than I thought they would.
Yes, they did. But it is a big week in week 4. Mountain Ridge and Lone Peak. Figure out who those teams are a little bit. See how Lone Peak responds. Now they're getting into that part of their schedule where they should start to establish themselves as one of the real contenders, right, to get to Rice-Eccles Stadium at the end of the year. But Mountain Ridge, they're no slouches. They've got some dudes on that team. Samisi Kinney, he's going to run the ball. How does that rushing attack for Mountain Ridge stack up to that Ryan Denny defense at Lone Peak? That will be a lot of fun to watch.
This really is kind of a show-me week, because you're absolutely right. I'm very curious to see what that is. But our other game, East at Alta. East has gone through it the last little bit.
Yeah.
Alta looks really, really good, but are they really, really good?
Yeah. Which team are you finally going to buy, right? Alta, I think I'm buying Alta. I think they're the real deal. They've got enough physicality in the trenches, Jackson Tuwala on the outside. I think Alta's the real deal. But this will be kind of that test, because East and Alta, they've always kind of been there of which one's going to be the real deal.
Yeah.
And then East, we heard they're back. We heard that they're the real deal. I don't know yet.
Don't know.
We still haven't bought it. This will be the first. Not the first test, because I think both of these teams have played tough teams, but this will be the first fair test to really figure out who they are.
David Barsgaard has been outstanding to start the year.
Yeah.
His dad, known him for a long time. His grandpa is one of my mentors.
There we go.
Robert Fillmore, formerly a real estate agent here locally and owned a company. Someone I'm very, very close to. So I know he's been outstanding. He had 2 interceptions week 1, and East has the football first. We'll jump out there. Bingham at Skyridge. Man, Bingham. Now, granted, they go out and you go play Martyr Day, and what happened against Martyr Day is, I hate to say this, you expect it to happen. It's Martyr Day. They're taking on Bishop Gorman tonight. But Bingham now, how do they bounce back? Because I know this isn't the year they thought, people kind of went a year early, thinking this is Bingham.
Me.
Okay? They were been looking forward next week, right?
Yeah.
Or next year, I should say, not next week.
Yeah,
next year.
They did. I think I certainly am among those that maybe got a little ahead of ourselves in saying that Bingham is back. They have the talent to be back, but you're right, Dusty. They're young. They've still got to figure out how to come together. So how does this week look for Bingham? I mean, they've just been tested every single week.
Yep.
But I don't know that we know about Skyridge, right? I think that there's some holes on this Skyridge team that have kind of surfaced over the last couple of weeks. They've been able to win. They haven't really been tested yet. I mean, Timpview was a tough test at the beginning of the year.
That's week one, so you're still trying to figure that out.
You are. So they've been able to cover their holes for the most part and I guess come out unscathed. Maybe some of those things start to rear their ugly heads today and Bingham gets the best of them. But I still think this is just too tough of a test for Bingham right now.
Yeah, just trying to figure out who they are. And then the injuries are just continuing to pile up a little bit as well. West at Olympus is another interesting game. We'll have that one here on Rewind. West High School goes all over. Just absolutely bludgeons the team last week against American Fork. Sorry, got bludgeoned by American Fork. Yep. Bouncing back against Olympus, who has to bounce back as well.
Yeah.
Olympus has been all over the place. Now, every game has been close except for week one and low scoring. Kind of plays into each other, especially on a rainy night.
Yeah.
This really goes into both teams.
It does, and I think that from a pure talent standpoint, you look at West and you say, yeah, they've got Olympus for sure. But when you look at the elements, you look at the intangible things, you look at the styles of play, if Olympus can play their style of play, if they can dictate terms, they're going to win ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, West wants to win in the trenches, and they want to win with big plays from Isaiah Suesue. But Olympus, they're fine getting in the slop. They're fine playing a really ugly football game. And if this one gets ugly,
their
Olympus
fodder wasn't
win.
mutter. I wasn't getting into Timpanogos and Tooele. Why don't we just go there? Chase Riggs is back, which means we get to see Luke Livingston. Let's jump out to Tooele.
Looking to his right. Finds Livingston right there. Might get the first down.
Receiving number 2, Luke.
And it looks like they're going to give it to him. That's going to be a first down after a second and long.
It's a little bit of a generous spot there, but
I thought so well. I thought that he was going to be marked just short, but nonetheless, another first down for the Timberwolves. Oh, and we got a flag on the field. Let's see what this is for.
Question at the 50-yard line.
It looks like they're talking with the center right now about something to do with the pre-play snap. I noticed it last play as well. He picks up the ball from the turf, kind of turns it over in his hands, and then puts it back down and gets ready for the snap. And so maybe the refs are talking to him about that, about just a little bit of keeping the ball on the turf before snapping it.
Going right out here. You got Livingston out to the right alongside Josh Graff. Guys, running back Easton Bretzing. Calls wide receiver in motion. Bretzing up the middle again. He's got 5 yards and more. Might have a lane open to the left. Going to the distance. Trip stumbles, and it's going to be finally taken down at about the 33-yard line.
If it weren't for the turf monster there, that might have been 6.
I thought that he was just going for pay dirt right there.
Yeah, and again, we see the tempo of Timpanogos. Those big gains, absolutely wasting no time, getting right back up on the ball.
Riggs going back. Bretzing to his left in the backfield. Going back. Avoids pressure. Throwing it up for Livingston. Gets ball. Livingston's got it over his shoulder and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Wow, if there were any questions about Riggs' health in that hand, wow, that should answer those questions.
That was an absolute rainbow of a ball right there, right into the pocket to Livingston. Back shoulder. Caught him right in stride for the score.
And that's a tough throw to make, too, because
finally get to see Luke Livingston catch a touchdown pass.
I love watching Luke Livingston play. Maybe more than any player in the state of Utah. I love watching Luke Livingston play because he just empties the tank every single game. Now he gets to do it at his natural position. That's fun.
Well, so if you didn't know, Chase Riggs, the quarterback, broke his hand in camp. And then that's what didn't get to play week 1. Ugh. Luke Livingston's been playing quarterback, so now he gets to go play wide receiver where he is his natural position. So finally get to see him there. And you mentioned the reason we love that kid too. I'm not saying he's the most talented kid in the state of Utah.
Sure.
But you're right. I mean, he just does anything and everything his team needs him to do. We're kind of bouncing around. We got some games going into timeouts. Let's look at this Green Canyon and Morgan game. Let's already go out to Morgan here momentarily, out to the Morgan Sports Network. Now, Morgan, we talk about teams that have challenged themselves. They're playing another 4A team. They're playing Green Canyon night. Green Canyon 3-0 coming into this game. Morgan's 1-2. 1-2 or 2-1 this coming into this one, but they've gotten bludgeoned last weekend by Skyview.
Yeah, and this is other Skyview, right? I mean, remember Green Canyon, Skyview, they split, and they were once one Skyview. Now they're Skyview and Green Canyon.
Even Skyview's old coach.
They do, and so there's a lot of similarities. I'm anxious to see what Morgan learned about themselves. This is a really tough test. How do they respond? How do they put it together?
Inside their own 20-yard line in one of the best settings in the state. Let's jump out to the Morgan Sports Network.
19-yard line.
Ooh.
Looks like on the defense.
Yep,
on that one.
on the defense.
What did you see there?
He just jumped off sides right there.
5-yard penalty.
We'll take the 5 yards. We like to do that a lot. Coach Barlow does. Once we get a penalty, I always like to try and get it back real quick, and
5-yard penalty.
we'll take the 5 yards. We like to do that a lot. Coach Barlow does. Once we get a penalty, I always like to try and get it back real quick and go on 2. So
that's why you're making the big money up here with that kind of insight. Good job. Hand off to Sargent. Dives ahead for a 1-yard gain. Zach ran the ball a lot last game. He ran the ball 14 times for 94 yards.
that is a lot.
3rd and 5 for the Trojans. Ball on their own 25-yard line, the first quarter. 3A, defending 3A state champion Morgan Trojans facing the 4A high school of Green Canyon from North Logan. Here's Sheffield dropping back, looking across the middle to Lincoln Gilson. He has it.
Nice
Lincoln has it complete. He threaded the needle to Lincoln Gilson. First down, Trojans.
Tackled by number 3.
That's an awesome throw by Beck, threading the needle, and awesome concentration by Lincoln. It's tough to see the ball when there's that much traffic. That was awesome.
Beck goes down. Sack.
Number 7, Sheffield.
It's a good job by the Green Canyon defense to get set, especially when Morgan's going quick. They got set and got after Beck that time.
7-yard loss. Beck did get sacked 5 or 6 times last game, so something to keep an eye on here.
Yeah.
Lincoln had such a great catch. That's a play of the game nominee right there.
For sure, yeah.
Mark the tape, David. Sheffield, pass.
Nice
Lob
ball.
up and has his man. Complete to Tate Nielsen. Stays on his feet. What a play.
Another great ball by Beck. Great catch by Tate.
Approximately.
So we're going to keep our eye on what's going on here. Lone Peak has also gone into the red zone, and as has Corner Canyon's just right on the edge. So we're going to be bouncing into game, as you see Morgan going to throw toward the end zone. Got a man there, defender there too, near the interception. But let's take you into Lone Peak.
Here yet.
Yeah, we'll talk about that Mountain Ridge schedule. And look, I mean, Mountain Ridge has been dominant. We'll talk about that when the offense comes out on the field, whenever that is. But this has been an impressive opening drive for Lone Peak. They'll look to throw. Blake looking outside. Boy, that's a tough throw. Incomplete. Was looking there for Trey Robinson, but boy, there was all sorts of coverage there.
Yeah, Trey Robinson.
Whoa!
Missed on that one. Almost had him.
That's got to be
take care. There's a flag at the line of scrimmage.
Where the ball is thrown is an eligible person downfield, but it also might be.
They're in the Mountain Green Dental Maroon zone. Derek Tilby is in for the Trojans, number 4. No gain on the run there.
Beck looked a little indecisive there. That can get you in trouble with those reads. You kind of have to make a decision and go with it.
Nick taught me that that's an RPO.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what that meant till he explained it to me. What does that stand for?
When he doesn't. He gets north and south very quickly, and he grabs the yards that he can. That's why he's getting 4 yards a carry. Even when the holes aren't there, he creates them by being patient.
Well, and you have to realize, that 4 yards carry is gone against Bingham, Timpview, and Corner. So, there's pretty good defenses he's ran against. There's a flag here thrown in on the play. Don't know if you caught it. I saw it. There's a little bit of movement there. An early step back up front is going to penalize Lone Peak. And, boy, that messes up the schedule they were on. Rather than a 3rd and 1, now looking at 3rd and 6.
4 yards a carry is amazing against those teams. I don't know if I could get 4 inches a carry against those types of teams and the type of caliber. This is the first team that they're encountering that has more of a sophomore, junior type base filling the routes.
Look at this, Wild into the slot. It's 5-man Formation looking deep, and that was behind the intended target, incomplete. Boy, Cameron Wood was looking for a big play defensively, just couldn't quite get there. Will bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, when they go 5 wide, Lone Peak likes to do that, an empty backfield, zero formation, and it's fun to see what they do with that, because do you have enough defensive backs to match up against our speed? And that's what I like about this Lone Peak offensive staff. They're brilliant, they're really smart, and they do a lot of good things.
Play clock here down to 12, a late move here. They are going to come out and try.
We don't show special teams, much to the chagrin of Moose Bingham. Morgan kicked the field goal, missed it.
Brady on that carry, right to the 1 yard line.
As we're looking at Corner Canyon on the 1 yard line, Isaac Wilson fires to the end zone. That ball knocked away. Nice defense from the defender out of Farmington, looking for Cash Richards.
Look at Farmington. Woo. They look great.
Every night they win the trip.
That looks awesome.
So good. Isaac Wilson is playing. Isaac Wilson had surgery this week.
That's quite the turnaround. He's a tough kid, man. Those Wilsons, they're built different.
Zach played on
and
a
not
broken
like
ankle.
that guy on TikTok that breaks the egg in his bicep. They're really built different.
Or the Liver King.
Right.
Wilson going to throw. Looked right, comes back left. That ball off the mark. And again, nice defense. They keep testing 2-on-2, looking for Take Care. Couldn't find him. So now going to make it 4th and goal at the 1 yard line. Eric is definitely going for this one.
Yeah, I think so. And while we have a lull here as they're setting the ball, my wife is watching. She wants a shout-out, Dusty. She never watches. So here we are. Jessica, thank you.
Jessica, hope you're enjoying camping. Jeff told me there was no cell service up there. Apparently there is. Going to throw on 4th and 1. No. Going to run it in for touchdown. Corner Canyon.
It's spotty cell service.
Corner Canyon gets in the end zone for 6. So we'll get more information. By the way, you see the green. We'll talk about that momentarily. But let's jump out to Olympus as West driving on the Titans as they go inside the red zone. This West team we talked about last week, they got out quick, and then it was AF. There's too much offense last week against the Cavemen as we're having a little bit of an internet glitch there.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those internet glitches.
So let's see if that smooths out. It will. So let's jump in here. JT Wisterseal on the call.
17. Suey back to pass. Has time. Looking over the middle. Wide open.
Short.
And number 13, Lava Valahi.
Yeah. Suey short-armed that one. It's one of those ones like alligator-armed, and he fired it low. He's just like, you just got to loft, just fire it in there. That's one he's going to want back. Like we had that pass earlier. Those are twos you see on film. Okay, I got to be better on those.
Just a little short on the throw, and that brings up 3rd and long here for West.
Because that was a surefire touchdown. By law, he had come open across the middle there.
They'll send 3 wideouts to the far side this time. Suey back to pass. Looking far side. Throws, and it's broken up. Good defense over on the far side. Wes Olson breaking that pass up brings up 4th down for West.
So going to have a decision to make here for Coach Junior Solovey. Looks like the kicking unit's coming out. Let's jump down to Skyridge. Now let's join JT Wistersill. Matt Coma doing a great job at Olympus. Now let's join JT Wistersill.
From the onset, it's all the way through Little League, sophomore, JV, all of it.
The screen pass set up for Sheffield. Sheffield breaking loose. It's a foot race for the end zone, and Sheffield just dragged down short of it.
Great job there by that Skyridge offense. Get out and create a crease. But an even better job by Sheffield to see the field, make the cut, and try and get to that corner pylon. He doesn't get in, JT, but he positions them perfectly for an opportunity to get a touchdown right now.
Charger Dottie could have given up on that play, but forced him out inside the 5. The extra effort for the Miners. We'll see what it leads to from the 2. Sheffield. Oh, Stevens on the keeper. Scores it for Skyridge.
Nice job on the fake there. Jackson Stevens pulls the zone number, and the talented, strong athlete thunders his way into the end zone. Skyridge on the board, first 6-0 here in the first quarter.
I understand why the Miners fell for it. I fell for it. That was a great thing carried out by Stevens.
That's a hallmark of Justin Head and his offense, right? They love to get you on fakes, play action, screen game.
You know, all the weapons, Sheffield kind of gets lost in the mix there for for Skyridge.
That was a huge play, and then you see Sheffield make the big play, and then it's Jackson Stevens on the keeper. You got to defend both of them. That's going to be tough to do all night long,
especially when they're the same size.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like back in the day with Ben Roethlisberger and Jerome Bettis. Which one do you want to tackle?
You don't want to tackle either one of those guys. Like tackling trucks.
It's like trying to decide if you're going to pitch to Del Murphy. You're taking life in your own hands.
I have a Del Murphy jersey on today. Look at that.
I kind of pick everything up, and it all comes in.
Well, when it says Braves right here in front, I mean, it's.
I wasn't saying sure. Almost went off microphone. Surely wasn't talking about Larry.
Ooh.
Let's jump out east at Alta.
Up in the shotgun. Hand off to Otokulu again, and this time Met in the backfield, taken down, and the flags come out after the helmets roll out.
Like a rock'em sock'em robot, that helmet went flying out of there. Couple flags down here, looking for the play call as it personal foul, face mask against the defense.
Keep an eye on Otukolo as well. He had a big game last week, getting a couple touchdowns along with Nunu Fanua for the East High Leopards. And so after that face mask, it'll set him up near the middle of the field. 1st and 10 coming up from the 45-yard line. Crosby again looking to go under center.
Another miscommunication with the wide receivers as they're getting set.
As the flags come out, that ball out to Kafusi. Kafusi making it back to the original line, but we'll see what this flag is on the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everybody was set there as they do a quick motion.
We have a microphone glitch there at Alta. Let's jump back over Bingham and Skyridge. Good to see Carson Sudbury back on the field.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's played. Now, I won't lie. I had some family engagement. I didn't get to see a lot of that modern day game to know if he came back. Because I know week 1, when we saw him at the first half, he didn't play in the second half.
Yeah, and I don't think he played in week 2. It is good to see him back on the field. I mean, he is one of the better players in the state of Utah, and you can already see it. I mean, this Bingham offense has looked out of sorts. I mean, you're playing at modern day. Everybody looks out of sorts. But they've been out of sorts against Crimson Cliffs. They couldn't get going either. So it's good to see him back on the field, and you see him right here driving against this tough Skyridge defense.
Ka'ili going to give on the dive. Nothing there. Tough ask to try to run on the dive against this Skyridge front.
Everybody on that Skyridge defensive line could play college ball. Ian Mariner, Deshaun Tuilolo, I mean, every single one of them. We could go almost their whole 2 deep could play college ball. It is one of the, if not the most stout, tough, talented defensive line in the state of Utah.
Just like last year. 3rd down and 7. Let's join JT Wisterseal down at Skyridge.
Lineman there for Skyridge, and they get off the ball and they hit you hard. You've got to be ready to work if you're Bingham. Sudbury. Gain of 4 up the guts. Yeah, you like the little slashing, almost like a wide zone type play there. Sudbury with a great vision, able to get 4 yards. And Bingham is going to make a decision here whether they want to punt it or go for it. And really right here at the 37-yard line, you're kind of in that no man's land where going for it on 4th and 5 doesn't sound like the worst idea. Ely makes his way out. Brimhall, Sudbury in the slot to the right. 3:13 to go. They do snap it. Ely gets it out quick. Brimhall on a foot race. He's got the first down, but fumbled it inbounds, but it was not recovered by the Falcons inbounds. So it will be a first down for the Miners. Well, thank heavens for those wide sidelines. Make it a lot easier for us to see the action that's going on down there. Like you said, JT, Brimhall fumbles it forward. So it's going to go back to wherever he fumbled it regardless, right? Again, Skyridge not able to recover it, but the bigger news, Brimhall able to convert the 4th down and keep this Bingham drive alive. That is huge, huge, huge for this Miner offense. They want to equalize the score right now. You mentioned Ely getting more comfortable, makes the quick decision there. This time he just quickly gives it to Brimhall. Falcons all over it. Just a great job by Malau there. Linebacker position number 47. I'll get that right, I promise. So the Miners are taken down. Somehow they say they got back to the line. Seemed like it was going to be a loss of a couple. And do you think how much of this is getting Kaili comfortable passing so much versus how good that Skyridge front is and not trying to run on him constantly?
It's a mixture of both, right? You want to get Kaili comfortable, but also you really want to open up this Skyridge defense. You're seeing Carson Sudbury does a great job opening up the shovel option. I don't know what we're going to call that. We'll call that a finish session.
While they move the chains there on the carry from Carson Sudbury, let's jump quickly out to Morgan. Morgan and Green Canyons join our friends at the Morgan Sports Network.
2nd and 9.
Screen.
Go Brogan.
He's got all day. Yep.
20. They'll never catch him. 10, 5. Touchdown Trojans. Brogan Garrett from Beck Sheffield. The first score of the game.
That was a great play call. That was awesome. They didn't really have anyone to block.
Look at that. Morgan, it's up there by Devil's Slide. Do you see the way that those offensive linemen on that screen, they just split everything open, and he just went right down Devil's Slide into the end zone. That should have been the touchdown call. Why are we not implementing Devil's Slide into touchdown calls at Morgan?
Because no one knows where to eat there except for you.
That's true.
'Cause I don't know where to eat there. You told me last week. I was like, well, I was already there. Hey, let's jump back over to Corner Canyon and go up Timpanogos Lone Peak. Let's join Lone Peak.
It's a different school, Dusty.
Off air coming on down here. So, Lone Peak, by the way, best uniforms. Again.
Yeah.
We had the all black. Some were going black with the white bottoms. Previewing someone's tomorrow's uniforms going dark white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look good. Get rid of that maroon. Maroon helmet's bad.
Red helmet's gone.
Haven't seen them all year.
The power of Redzone.
We're not going to talk about the win-loss record, but the helmets are gone, and that's a good thing.
Let's rejoin Dane Stewart and Moose Bingham.
2nd down. Blake looking down the seam, has a man caught. Touchdown, Lone Peak.
What a phenomenal drawn-up play for number 11, Seth Haskins, 6'3", 175 pounds. You get to see so many different guys coming in and playing really, really well as well. Not Seth. That was Trey Roberts.
I thought it was 11.
It was 11. It was Seth. Trey was just coming off the field really excited.
Okay, all right.
My bad. Seth is going to hold now. That's the most important job on this whole entire field at this moment.
Clearly. At this moment. Come on, Moose. Pressure around the edge. Doesn't matter. Lone Peak gets it up and good. 10-0. Lone Peak.
Just a different look at Lone Peak with the houses now being built right by the football field. It's been an orchard, I mean, for a long time. Ever since the Pioneers entered the Utah Valley, that's been an orchard, and it's going to go away.
I want to know how windy it is there. I mean, that stadium gets some wind, and it is a windy night.
Yeah.
How windy is it up there?
Well, I know that our camera guy at Tooele is complaining about the wind. He's already been texting me. He said, ask me how windy it is, and I've yet to respond.
I think the answer is very windy.
Medium windy. Let's jump into West and Olympus.
Olympus?
Oh, there's a timeout.
Well, Olympus, I mean, perfect time for a timeout because I just I exclaimed, I outbursted 10-3. I did not expect this kind of offensive performance from Olympus. I mean, I get it, it's only 10 points, but this has not been a team that is known for scoring points early.
Yeah.
So 10 points in the first quarter, that's a big deal.
That is a big
Olympus.
deal. 10 points, they'd be up. Oh, there goes ball up the sideline, and that is caught for a touchdown. Skyridge getting in the end zone. A nice touch ball there from Jackson Stevens. I assumed it was Kalama. It is not Kalama on the catch and run. And Skyridge jumping out 13-0.
Skyridge seems like they figured out a few things on offense. That's been the question mark. Seems like they've got there. They are all over Bingham.
Yeah, you're going to play man-to-man with them. Jackson Stevens going to take that opportunity all night long as Corner Canyon running the football. And they're going to be near the red zone once again. Corner Canyon leading Farmington, the rematch of last year's semifinal.
Corner Canyon making a couple of trips to Davis County in back-to-back weeks. Farmington today. They'll be at Syracuse, tough Syracuse team next week. You don't see that very often. As a Davis County guy, hey, kudos. Coach Kerr getting out of the friendly confines of Draper and into the promised land in Davis County. That feels fantastic.
Yeah, it's hard to leave Draper, believe me. As Isaac Wilson to Noah Care.
Tate
Care. Noah's coming home soon. Sorry, it's on my mind.
It was a good call, though.
Yeah, Take Care with the touchdown. And the one of the most prolific, if not the most prolific, duos in the state of Utah connecting once again.
It's going to be so fun at the end of the year to look at Noah Care's stats and Tate Care's stats and watch those two brothers fight it out for which one was better. Because Tate is putting up Noah Care-like numbers. Just unreal, the connection he has with Isaac Wilson.
Uncle Dusty's just really excited, and Noah comes home soon from his mission in Tucson, Arizona.
There we go. Well, when Tate puts up these kind of numbers, he looks a lot like Noah. It's an easy mistake to make.
It's just I said it for so long, it just rolled right off the tongue.
I think for everybody else, that's a compliment. I don't know that Tate would appreciate being called Noah, but everybody else would love to be compared to Noah.
I'll ask him at family dinner, and I'll apologize and ask for his forgiveness. Corner Canyon, if you noticed, the whole student section, everybody wearing green. An athlete at Quarter Canyon passed away this week of brain cancer. We'll get the name and track it down. So they're wearing green in honor of him and just remembering him and all that kind of stuff. So certainly a great move by that community.
Yeah, really cool move.
So from there, from Corner Canyon, let's go to Lone Peak, the other Corner Canyon, as Mountain Ridge has the ball back. As a chance, I mean, Mountain Ridge, this is a different deal. Mountain Ridge, you're going to have to score points. You're going to hang in with Lone Peak because they're going to score points. And a little different game here for Mike Mayfield. It'll be third down and short. Let's join Dane Stewart and Moose Bingham.
Another third down here. 3rd and 2 for Mountain Ridge. Wyatt Bingham checking over to the sidelines. Lone Peak showing pressure. They'll back out of it. Bingham looking over the middle. Has a man wide open. That caught and a first down for Mountain Ridge.
That comes from number 16. Kai Meza, the sophomore, has been phenomenal all year long. Kai puts up numbers like you wouldn't believe. And that's what's crazy about this team. It's so young across the board. You've got a couple of those senior contributors, but you're looking at a lot of juniors and sophomores.
Kai Meza, familiar last name. Yes, he is the younger brother of... actually, never mind. My bad. I got confused there. I don't have that confirmed whether he is or not. I had Meza and Mulford's mixed up.
Oh, okay.
But Kai Meza, you mentioned, he's been spectacular, averaging 26 yards a reception through the first 3 weeks.
He's not a stranger to the varsity level. As a freshman, he came out and balled out, did a lot of good things. Kai's been training with Ross Alpo. He does so many good things all year long.
2nd down, direct snap, picks up a yard. And that could be the end of the first quarter, and looks like it will be. So first quarter in the books, Lone Peak with a 10-0 lead after 1.
So at the end of the first quarter, it is all Lone Peak 10-0 over Mountain Ridge.
We got an important update, big question coming through on our YouTube channel because that's happening.
It is happening.
Ask us anything. The question comes in from Tragan Herrick. Which is the better burger, the bacon burger or the pastrami burger? There is a correct answer.
There is a correct answer.
I need to know your answer to see if I really trust you.
Well, I know my preferred.
No, there's one correct answer. It's not a preferred answer. It's the answer.
Pastrami burger.
Yeah, of course it's the pastrami burger.
I prefer the bacon burger, but the pastrami burger is the better burger.
It is the better burger.
It is the better burger.
You can have your preferences, but they would be
with
wrong.
fry sauce on it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's, of course, there was actually a video going around on TikTok this week of our guy Ty Burrell, Phil Dunphy, recreating the Utah pastrami burger. It was tremendous. So, yeah, pastrami burger. It's part of us, Dusty.
And until we have a sponsorship from the fine establishments that actually create those burgers, I'm not going to ask you which one's better.
No, it is just a pastrami burger.
I do lots of free advertising, but I will not do that. 4th down and 8 for West. Sui up the seam, and that ball knocked away, but it'll be a turnover on downs as there is a D in Olympus as they all continue to show that early in the year.
You know, this Olympus team has been really impressive all year. I mean, remember, they had turmoil in fall camp, coaches leaving, players leaving, all kinds of things going on at Olympus, and for them to recover and play the way that they've played all year, and now that they're playing tonight, that's fantastic football.
Hey, let's go to another question. Kevin Farnsworth, I like this one. Should I be productive tomorrow and do yard work before the BYU game or spend the day watching other football games?
The answer is never be productive, always football. I think it's pretty basic, Kevin. Come on, guy.
You know what I do? I tend to like mowing my lawn. It's just put the AirPods in listen to it, nice stream and all that kind of stuff. Put it in that way.
And you are a boomer. You are.
The boomers can't use AirPods. I can't get my dad to use AirPods.
No. But they're out there mowing the lawn. You're one of those guys who's listening to the radio broadcast over the headphones while you're sitting inside the stadium, aren't you?
I am not.
Oh,
I am not.
Brutal.
Our camera guy in Twilla is.
I can't.
But I am not.
I cannot.
But yeah, no, I agree with Jeff. No need to be productive, but
not week one.
Not week one. Week one, you got to enjoy week one. Although we will be shooting, Dane and I will be shooting Rewind at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll be productive. I will not.
Either at Mountain Ridge or at Lone Peak, and then heading over to the stadium tomorrow. But yeah, lawn got done. I did that on Monday.
Yeah.
Just for that purpose.
Yeah, you plan.
Yeah.
That's how
Come
you're
on,
productive.
Kevin.
You get productive during the week so that you don't have to do anything on Saturday.
All right, let's jump back into this game. Bingham and Skyridge coming out of the break.
Not lined up at under center. Instead, it'll be another quarterback in the gun, and he's overthrown. The starting there for the Miners that time was 45 for the Miners, who is not on my roster, Brian. Any luck for you on his roster?
Yeah, one of those situations where Bingham is already in kind of a precarious spot on their backup quarterback, as well as I heard last week against Water Day. Especially when they're going to have to pop a lot of play calls on the sheet for the backup quarterback to come in for one play and get a conversion. So Bingham's going to punt and get out of this one. I hope that their defense is able to do something while they pin Skyridge back deep.
Oh, it's a fake! They're going to throw it, but the Falcons unable to cover it up as Cole breaks him down, but not before he's got the first down. Miners making things happen. Wicker able to connect that time with Talon Van Sickle.
What an incredible job! Not only with Wicker on the throw, but Talon Van Sickle, the juke, the dodge, gets the first down. What a great job by him. Talk about it, JT. You always want to live to play another play. He did a great job of making that Bingham drive survive one more time, and love the trickeration from Coach Jones.
The guts to go for it against the Falcons, and it works.
Number 97.
Thankfully, Kaili back in the game and under center quickly. Play clock was down to 2. Kaili rolling out, looking downfield, wants to take a shot deep, has a man and just overthrows Settler.
Settler rolling out there, throwing on the run, and eventually you'll see him start to settle in a little bit more on the platform. Those will hopefully connect. That one just a little bit outside of his wide receiver's reach, and Carson Sudbury taking a big hit on the fake there. Skyridge defense is playing aggressive and fast. If you're Bingham, you've got to try and connect on one of these plays. Maybe slow that defense down a little bit. Take down the confidence meter.
It can be so dangerous when you drop back under center sometimes with your back turn. This time, Kaili will take it in the gun. High throw to Sudbury, who then gets taken out after, and that'll draw a flag.
Pass intended for the one, Carson Sudbury. Incomplete. Flags on the play.
That flag.
What the explanation is, and I don't want to lead our faithful audience astray any longer.
Well, they're
because
here.
I've done it twice. 2nd and 1. Blake has the out right through the fingertips of Wild.
He's going to want that one back for sure. But this is a good situation you're in. 3rd and 1. You can take the risks there. You can make your shots, see if you can get a little bubble screen or whatnot.
Do you take a shot here knowing you got a 4th and 1 on the plus side?
I may. I'm a gambler, though. They call me Riverboat Moose back where I'm from.
I may bury. Instead, it'll be Wild. He'll pick up the first as he takes it to the 30. First down, Lone Peak. Did you see what I did there?
Yeah.
I may bury.
But when you've got offensive linemen like Austin Pay, it's hard not to utilize him because Wild can hop behind Pay, and you may never see Wild again. Pay's that big and strong.
First down, Lone Peak. At the 30-yard line, boy, the offense has looked good here in this first half, Moose.
They've looked phenomenal. All 4 of these receivers are playing out of their minds.
Oh, pressure coming right up the teeth, and that ball's fumbled. Blake lost it. It's scooped up by Mountain Ridge. And they're not going to catch him. It's Tanner DeYoung with the scoop and score, and Mountain Ridge is on the scoreboard.
Taylor Higham came in there with bad intentions. That's why we were highlighting him before the game. 6 foot 205. He was one of the top players
So you want to play quarterback?
Nope. No, I do not. Wow.
You want your son to play quarterback. You demand that he gets his time at quarterback. That is when you look in and say, nah.
Maybe you should play somewhere in basketball.
And maybe safety.
Yeah.
We're up against our first break. We'll take it. We'll come back. Well, Bingham is entering the red zone. We'll have the completion of that drive coming up momentarily. We're going to take a break. You are watching and listening to KSL Sports Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com, the KSL Sports app, and on 97.5 and 1280, the KSL Sports Zone.
Done anything on that one. Miscommunication can take a quarterback's head off.
So log on here for the point after that one into the subdivision. It's good. 10-7 as the Mountain Ridge defense putting the Sentinels on the board and clawing back here to within one possession.
The ball was literally over all the fences.
Yeah.
The ball is gone.
It took someone who hasn't paid admission to get that ball back in the stadium. Thank goodness we have good citizens here tonight. We do want to thank our sponsors, of course. G2G makes fresh, healthy, and delicious grab and eat food for busy people. With all natural ingredients, no preservatives, and plenty of protein, G2G bars are perfect for anyone who needs a quick, tasty, and nutritious boost. The experts who develop and perfect G2G bars are passionate about nutrition, but they also understand that the world's healthiest bars are worthless if they taste like cardboard. That's why you'll always find G2G bars in the refrigerator section, made with fresh and familiar ingredients and crafted into delicious combinations.
A little chilly here with the rainstorms coming through as West gets going here on 2nd and 6. Suey looking for the end zone. Broken up.
Schlendorf, great job there. I was afraid if the official saw that hand kind of around the back of the receiver, he was going to get flagged for it, but he made a move with his body to get in front of it. Great PBU for James Schlendorf.
So the Titans able to break up that pass. It'll bring up 3rd and 6 now for West.
I'm really impressed with the secondary. They're very good in terms of their overall technique, coverage, obviously making plays.
They really haven't given Suey anywhere to throw.
No busted coverages yet.
Yes, he'll have to throw here on 3rd down. Good pocket presence as he throws near side. Good hit over on that far side. That was number 22, Nate Sheets, breaking up that one.
Yeah, Nate Sheets delivering a monster hit there to break it up. Great job there by him, obviously. That ball needs to be out in front of that wide receiver. He catches that. He could have gotten around that edge potentially for a 1st down.
I think he was looking for Fafita on that far side.
And that ball was just too far behind him, and Fafita tried to catch it, but Sheets made sure to separate him from the ball.
So it would have been a 35-yard field goal from this spot, as West looks like they were going to go for it on 4th down, and Olympus will call a timeout here. So we'll take a timeout as well. 7:40 to go here in quarter number 2. Still 10-3, but West knocking on the door.
U Conference football registration is open for the 2023 fall tackle football season. This year, we are proud to announce the addition of a girls-only division to play alongside our boys. Team scheduling lines you up against comparable competition, making every snap a battle.
Here before the snap, I think that Mountain Ridge might have jumped.
Before the play.
Indeed.
Well, that's one way to get a 1st down. The easiest and the happiest way.
Well, happy
Unless
for one
you're on
sideline,
defense.
really frustrated on the other, right?
That's kind of that's so true in every aspect of this game.
That is
Someone's
true.
always happy, someone's always sad.
The only adage, can't we just all be happy? No, we cannot be.
There's no ties
Someone's
in this
going to be
game.
mad. 1st down, Blake. Was looking for Hoffines, and that one could not be hauled in, incomplete.
And Higgum is still flying around. Hoffines is like, crap, I dropped the ball. And Higgums came and make sure he knew that he dropped it with a little check in the hip pad right there.
2nd down.
Welcome back to KSL Sports Rewind Red Zone. I'm Kenzie Valentine giving these scoreboard updates for tonight. But first, I wanted to give a quick shout out to the Utah Utes for having a fantastic home opener against Florida last night. Let's get started with these high school scores now, starting with American Fork at Rigby. American Fork traveled up to Idaho. However, they're not playing at Rigby. They're playing at the stadium at Idaho State. It is tied at the start of the second quarter, 7-7. Next, we have Viewmont at Bountiful. Bountiful is up 6-0. Also the start of the second quarter in that game. Brighton at Highland. Brighton is up 7-0. Crimson Cliffs at Cedar City. It is the start of the second quarter. Crimson Cliffs is up 28-0 already. Lastly, we have Beaver at Duchaine. It is tied in the second quarter, 0-0. Now let's take a look at Corner Canyon at Farmington.
And Kerr snuck right behind him.
Wilson. Catch is made. Short of the first down marker, but still a nice gain of about 6.
Pass complete to Irons, brought down by Bird.
Second down and 3. Wilson's going to hand it off. Young.
Oh, wow.
A lot of room to run. Down the sideline, into the end zone. Touchdown, Brighton Brady.
Look at this receiver blocking. You don't see receivers block, not even for this long, but this well. Kept the guy in front of him, pushed him so hard, you didn't even have to have a hold because he was able to push him back at least 20 yards. You don't see receivers do good at blocking like this, and he did a great job that he came wide open on.
Kenzie changed the show forever.
Yeah.
I think that was the first Ute shout-out we've ever had on the show.
Yeah, I hope that was the last Ute shout-out we've ever had on the show. Tell you that.
I mean, I would have liked that a little more pizzazz added to it, but that's okay. She'll get there.
You can only have so much pizzazz when you're shouting out Utah.
Yeah.
You know, we're not unbiased journalists here. It's foolish of us to pretend that me. You're more unbiased. You try to be professional.
Yeah.
I'm not. I hated everything about Kenzie's update. She did great, but I hated it.
Brooks Wild has stood up. It'll be a fourth down decision here for Bart Brockbank as we'll looking at. Brighton Brady has been a bright spot.
Ah, good one.
You like that?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, he has been really, really good. That was corner last year, right? I mean, the offense, it was corner. They were always good. But once Drew Patterson and that running game got going, they found another gear. Brighton Brady, he's sort of hit that gear right from the jump, and he's been very good all year long.
Coach Brockbank going to roll the dice. Let's go into Lone Peak.
Blake in the backfield here, fourth down. Blake looking. Still, eyes down the field, has to throw it up. Oh, and how about the adjustment? Trey Robinson able to come and scoop it up, and it's a first down for Lone Peak.
Phenomenal catch right there by Trey Robinson. He had a little coming to himself with his hands. He's like, hands, you got to catch the next ball that comes to you. And they listened real well right there.
Can I tell you the thing that's most impressive to me here is and really we've seen it with Robinson, like his speed to get open. It's like Blake knows he can put the ball up, and Robinson's going to get under it.
Yeah.
First down. Looking near the boundary. Caught by Mayberry. Jaden takes us inside the 20.
So what I like about Blake is he actually understands each of his receivers, whether they need it on their numbers or if he can float it to him. Trey Robinson does such a great job when the ball's floated to him and he gets under it. And it's not like a float. It's like a get to the spot I need you to be at. That's where NFL quarterbacks play.
Throw your guy open, right?
They're throwing to a spot.
Second and short. Back to the ground. Wild. Turning to the middle here. He'll pick up the first down.
Just getting those little chunks. Mayberry did a great job right here, and that's the first time we've really called his name where he's getting involved. And the Mayberries, they came in from Arizona. They still play on 7-on-7 teams in Arizona, one of the tops in the country. Looks like we've got a guy down.
Lineman for Lone Peak here. A little slow to get up. I think that's...
Hey, hard cut. Let's go down Timpanogos Highway over to Skyridge as Skyridge just find themselves in a tight one against Bingham. It's 3rd down and 5. Let's join JT Wistersill.
With time, lofts it deep. Kalama right on cue into the end zone. How do you do? Kalama says, watch me now. As he shoots the defender and flies to the end zone and reels in the rainbow. Jackson Stevens just
Offer Kalama. Offer him now. Offer him everybody. He's the smoothest route runner in the state of Utah.
Kid is so good. And Jackson Stevens, he's learning right now. If you go from wide receiver 1, 2, 3 with Skyridge, that dude's running a corner route.
Yeah.
We learned this in the Corner Canyon game with Zach Wilson's last game.
Yeah.
If the guy on the end line, if he's the number 3 wide receiver, that dude is running, you're going to double slants with a corner.
Yeah. It seems like that's always open, too.
Yeah, and Coach Carey now calls it all the time. 2nd down and 8 for East. Coach Matich's team is inside the 30-yard line at Alta. Let's join Alex Napolis and Nate Carter.
He'll roll out to the right, looking to throw, and it's intercepted. Taken back by the Alta Hawks. Turnover.
An interception for the Hawks. Yeah, after seeing plenty of run plays, wondering if Leopards would mix in a pass. Crosby rolls out, not able to read. Graham Millet able to jump the route and haul this one in for Alta, possibly turn things around for him as we see Matt Mikea able to get back out on the field with this offense.
And so that's going to be the second takeaway for the Hawks. First on the fumble, now on the interception. And for just the 3rd time this afternoon, Matt McKay and this offense.
How about the defense from Alta?
Yeah, we've been waiting for that defense from Alta to step up here. Now the offense has got to make a play. We were all in on Alta.
Yeah.
So far, East is saying, hey, Dusty and Jeff, shut up. We're still pretty good, too.
Well, West we were going to go into West, but they're going to try a field goal. We don't show field goals. So while we do that, why don't we go join and broadcast with the former kicker on it? Empty set backfield, 3rd down and 13. Let's join Dane and Moose.
Empty backfield, Blake. Pressure coming, evades it. Hey, he's got a lot of room. Blake gonna tuck it and run. Blake using the feet. Is he in the end zone? Waiting. Touchdown, Lone Peak.
You can see the refs. One was looking at the other. They're like, I don't know. And finally the head man's like, I know.
3rd and 13, and Jackson Blake takes it to the house from 18 yards out.
Not particularly known.
What
as
a run,
threat,
Jackson Blake. He looked
right
Staley-ish on that run. We've talked about Isaac Staley. He looked great, though. Jackson Blake on that touchdown run, extending that Lone Peak lead.
Yeah, we keep thinking we see more Isaac Staley, but Jackson Blake's going to do that. It's going to keep Staley at bay.
Absolutely. He has played really well.
It's one of those things is he's running. You kind of get the parent instinct, like, oh, man, he's going to get hit. Because you get closer to the end zone, it's almost like that.
Yeah.
You're all of a sudden the magnet in the helmet is attracted to the goal line.
Well, he got there. He's looked good all year long.
Man, he looks like Bryson Barnes last night. Let's go out to Willa at Timpanogos.
What is happening?
I had to do it.
And now the whistle is finally blown before the whole pile falls over. And it looks like it should be enough, based on where the ref is coming out, that it should be enough for a new set of downs instead of 1st and goal for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, beautiful call there. I mean, the QB sneak, they called a sneak for a reason, and Twilla's utilized it perfectly today. I mean, everybody knew it was going to happen on that play, but on the previous plays, they've gotten so much yardage out of it. There's so much deception there that gives that defense just a hesitation of a split second, and that's what it was able to give them that edge in that 4th down situation.
That's going to be a jet sweep right there. And he's going to be brought down to the back sweep. Gritzmacher brought down the backfield. A little bit of a momentum killer, but they still have plenty of time to work with. Just over 4 minutes left, and now here's an interesting situation. If they score really quickly here, they can still leave a decent amount of time on the clock for the Timberwolves here. And so, talking about momentum, we know, of course, that the Timberwolves are going to be kicking off at the start of the 3rd quarter.
But yeah, with a 25-second play clock, that's not 40 seconds as it is in college and in the NFL. With only 25 seconds, you can't exactly bleed the clock down and try and give Timpanogos just like a tiny bit of time right before halftime. You have to get out there and you just have to go for it right now. I think that should be the only thing in these players' minds, right, is just get positive yardages on each play and give themselves a chance to get in the end zone.
Right here, a bit of a discussion with the rest before the ball is set. And get that clock rolling once more.
And we see Ariano over there pushing down his knee pads again.
Refs are reffing in this one. So let's go to Bingham, show you the power of rewind. And there we are, already in Skyridge, joining JT Wistersill.
Looking downfield, has a man open and connects it to him. Pushed out at the Falcons 40 after making the grab was Iono. That was a great job on the play action by Kai Healy. to find Carson Stetler out there. The senior 6'1", 210, a big target, able to reel it in, and he found that soft spot on the Skyridge zone. Nice layered play for Coach Fernandez. And that's a big conversion and a big completion for Anakaili.
Yeah, good correction by you there on the Sutler. We'll see if they give it to him here. Instead, Brimhall trying to break one to the outside. Dragged down just past the 38.
Again, Bingham continues to run the ball. Second down, get those 3-4 yards down. Keep Skyridge thinking it's going to be a run play. It's going to open up that play action. And we saw with that completion to Settler that it can be a real big positive for Bingham. They stick with the run game. And I know if you're sitting at home, you're thinking, why not just throw the ball? Get those scoreboards back. Get the touchdown back. Because it's not Madden, right? You got to get that speed factor going.
Sudbury somehow still on his feet. He'll gain 5 on the carry. And to your point about the Miners' approach, Brian, this is a Miners team. They won the kickoff. They deferred to the second half. Punch it in here. You get it to start the second half. You can have a tie game before Jackson Stevens gets back on the field again.
We talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, right? The one potential downside to those big explosive plays, those quick scoring drives, is it leaves your defense out on the field a lot. Look at all the hands-on hits out there for Skyridge right now as they're taking for the call, right? 3rd and short here. It's going to be a big, big opportunity for them to get a stand and get off the field.
Under 3 to play. It's 3rd and 3. Sudbury looking for a crease. And he won't be able to find it, although he stays up a little longer than I thought he did before being dragged down for a loss of 3.
Yeah, I have to believe that Bingham thought that they were going to go for it regardless on that one.
So we're going to jump out of this one. 4th down. We'll see what Coach Jones decides to do. Let's jump into Morgan and Green Canyon as the Trojans are going to go up 2 scores on the unbeaten Green Canyon Wolves.
Morgan looking like Morgan of last year in this game. They are all over Green Canyon, who weirdly doesn't have a speck of green on their jerseys today. Green is in their name, but it's not on their uniform.
I mean, it's like Hawaii dropped the precursor to Warriors.
Yeah.
Because they dropped it. And if you're going to be Green Canyon, you got to have at least some hunter green on there. Hey, how about this? 4th down, Coach Jones rolling the dice. Let's get back to Bingham.
Under center, 4th and 6. Miners need it. Kaili has the man lofting, and Brimhall makes the grab and crosses the goal line. Mountain Ridge, Bingham back within that for the Miners.
Well, it was a Mountain Ridge of a throw as Kaili puts the rainbow on it. Finds his receiver in stride. It is nothing but pay dirt for this Miner offense. Bingham gets the touchdown. Looks to get up 14 points pending this PAT. What a drive. What an answer for this Bingham Miner offense on 4th down.
Woo! 4th and 6. They needed it, and they got it courtesy of
nice
Brimhall.
pass caught Ely. When in doubt, throw the wheel route for Freddie Fernandez.
Yeah, that looked great, and that is a staple of a Freddie Fernandez offense, has been for 25 years.
Well, how about Mountain Ridge? JT Wish still forgot where he was for just a minute.
Mountain Ridge, I mean Bingham.
Bingham now inside the tips. Mountain Ridge now inside the 10-yard. That was on purpose.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
That was well
Just making sure I'm covering all my bases.
That was good.
They're going tempo, so let's jump in with Dane Stewart and Moose Bingham as Mountain Ridge looking to get on the scoreboard.
I didn't even see the screen. I was like, oh boy, this might be a tough one. Worked out well. Keeney cutting through traffic, picking up a couple there. We'll take it to the 5.
This is a huge possession right here because if Mountain Ridge can get a touchdown, they're in this game.
Well, here's the thing. You operate out of a 2nd and 18, and now you're sitting 1st and goal. Yeah, you get points on this, you're going to walk into that locker room feeling really good. We talked with Coach Brockbank. He said that Timpview game, the interception before the half gave them all the momentum. He doesn't want that to happen here.
Yeah, this is a big play, and Mountain Ridge's defense has hung tough. I've been impressed with this group of young men.
Yeah. 2nd down. Motion, design, run. Keeney down to the 2. It'll be 3rd and goal.
You just got to keep pounding the rock right here.
Yep. That clock's still running. Right?
Yeah.
So
one thing that I've hated watching football is the running clock in college.
You don't like that?
Oh, I hate it. I got to
games are under 5 hours now. I mean, that's kind of nice.
But I enjoy every little bit, every little morsel. It's just a chase to the taste buds.
3rd and goal for Mountain Ridge, trying to get points before the break. Keeney will take the snap. Oh, it's the jump pass. And it is, was that caught?
Not caught.
No, incomplete. The jump pass from Keeney is incomplete, and it's 4th and goal.
One of the Knights was playing really smart, sound football. That jump pass popularized by Ben Moa, the first person to ever do that at the University of Utah. Interesting little tidbit. His son, Salisi, is at Weber right now.
I mean, Tim Tebow takes all the credit.
Yeah, we all know it's Ben Moa, though, that popularized it under Urban Meyer.
4th and goal for Mountain Ridge. They're going to go for it. 90 seconds left here. Bingham looking to the flat, caught. Touchdown, Mountain Ridge.
Great route right there by number 16, Kai Meza. And you're going to see him all over the place. You got to have someone have a bead on Kai at all times because he's an absolute stud. Bingham, great job representing the family, young man. I approve of that.
Mountain Ridge, I almost said Bingham. Mountain Ridge gets on the board and makes that a one-score game.
Yeah, really impressive drive. Also, the Lone Peak Knight inflatable coming into the end zone, or into the. Well, now there's a touchdown. I threw off everything.
You didn't throw off anything. I was going to have you just go all through it.
The Knight looks like a gorilla. How am I not supposed to talk about it?
And speaking of gorillas, how about Olympus extending the lead against West? Look, this is a game. I don't want to say that I didn't expect Olympus to win this game. It's been a while since we've had a surprising outcome.
I think I would even phrase it, I expected West to go out and win this game.
I expected West to be up 2 scores.
Yeah.
They are not. Olympus is.
And I don't know, I think that says more about Olympus than West. Olympus is going out and taking this game.
Make sure you understand, if you don't know, but if you're watching our show, you should know, and probably do know, that, Aaron Whitehead left, and they go fake field goal, snap to the holder who was standing up for 2.
Why not? Why not? Everything is going Olympus's way. There's a lot of S's there. Everything going the way of Olympus tonight.
And there's an O in Olympus, too. They're playing good D, and they got some O. They want some O. They got some O. Well, we're up against a break as we're going to go through this. Jackson Stevens played just 1 second before I take us to break. Oh, of course we did. Kalama with the touchdown. Yes, sir. Ka'a Kalama in the end zone. Jackson Stevens with the seed. And Skyridge. Well, we got a penalty flag. Refs are reffing. Take it away. No fun. He wants no fun. He doesn't want to do it. He's a guy that goes to the Revolutionary War reenactment and dies in the first 2 minutes.
Wow.
Top of the hour. You got to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. Top of the hour. We're up against the break. You're watching Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com, the KSL Plus app, and on 1280 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
For Skyridge, is it timeout here? Boy, that's an opportunity that we could have had that one back.
And it takes away just an unreal highlight. Stevens rolling out to the right was a nice play by him, but especially Kalama stopping there, recognizing the chemistry already 4 games in to make that back shoulder catch. Wow, and over not!
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where you start to get a little bit too grabby, you get a little too comfortable with your hands on a defender and stop moving your feet. And Skyridge has been able to get away with it a little bit. I'm not saying that they're holding. What I'm saying is that they've done a good job of moving their feet. Once the feet die and the hands stay active on a guy, you're going to see those yellow hankies. And like you said, JT, I watched your heart break as you looked over at me. The old signal of the holding penalty. That was a fantastic highlight. And you and I both saw a lot of Kalama last year. He is a truly special player and a fun one to watch. And you hate seeing that one be taken away.
Yeah, you make a good point. I was disappointed because we love great plays. We love high school football. It's just like how I got so excited about Brimhall's touchdown. I said he went to Mountain Ridge, Brian.
There is a beautiful Mountain Ridge in front of us.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, that was why.
Maybe we could be a little more creative with some of our high school namings as we look forward. Maybe call somebody the Meerkats. I don't know.
Hey, there you go.
Some mascots.
Stevens alone in the backfield. 1st and 20 from the 36. He's got time again. Pressure does break in. Keeps his feet moving. Lost one up. Kalama looking and nearly intercepted, but out of bounds.
number 7, long run.
Stevens has been able to get away with that a lot all game long. He's got some tremendous receivers, a lot of faith and trust in those guys. That one, there's 3 Bingham defenders around him as he's trying to escape the rush. Just a great job by 98 there from Bingham as he's breaking through this line a little bit and really starting to flush Stevens out of his comfortable pocket.
39 seconds left. Still 2 timeouts for Skyridge. Play clock under 10. Hem motions in. The call. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. The 4-man rush again for the Miners. Pressure broken a lot quicker this time. And McClellan might have made the grab. He did, but only for a gain of about 5.
I'll tell you what, Stevens paid the price on that one too. As the rush gets through again. And like I mentioned, JT, those feet are slowing down to this Skyridge offensive line at Bingham front, doing some damage. Nice job by, I believe, Reggie Smith on that one to break through. And I need to apologize to Jason Bay. I can't believe that I forgot his name. Number 98 is a heck of a football player, and he's hard to miss out there on the field, and that's a good thing.
I said this Miners defense loaded with talent and just haven't been able to show it because they've been going against the likes of a Lone Peak, a Mater Day. Tonight, the Falcons, but off to a strong start and looking to hold them in check here. The fake, play action. Stevens, Kalama gets a grab just outside the 10. Under 30 seconds to go.
The hurry of the Skyridge rushing for the ball. They're going to try and get a play off, and instead they're going to call timeout, which is great because we get a chance to get Kalama there. Stevens connects, and that's a big pickup for the Skyridge Falcons.
You mentioned Kalama, maybe 1 to 2 catches in that first quarter. The second quarter, he's really taken over, particularly on the last 2 drives, Brian.
I thought it was weird that we hadn't called his name a lot, right? Because you get so used to calling his name. He is a superstar at this level and a very talented player. You can see why. He's able to get open, create space, does a good job of breaking tackles, creating that gap that we all seem to love so much.
Welcome back to KSL Sports Rewind Red Zone. I'm Kenzie Valentine. You know, my first update, if you saw, I brought up the fantastic Utah win last night against Florida. And I would just like to say, I sit in the muss, and the sound level, it got up to 110 decibels. So it was super loud, super fun. Now for the high school scores. We have American Fork, who traveled up to Rigby, Idaho. American Fork is now up 27-7 with 3 minutes left in the half. Brighton at Highland. Brighton is up 14-6. Beaver at Duchaine. It is still tied 0-0 in the second half. Now let's go to East at Alta.
Ended with a field goal before the end of the half.
Second down, 20 seconds. You give yourself about 10 seconds of play here. See where this one goes, and I think you need points at this point.
McKay drops back to pass. Escapes the pressure, rolls out to his right, looking for the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Hawks!
McKay threads a needle over 2 defenders. Number 45. That is Wyatt Johnson, hauls it in, falls into the end zone for the first touchdown for the Alta Hawks tonight.
Wyatt Johnson, the tight end.
McKay, the best number 8 quarterback that Alta's had. I don't think Crosby Gold can hold that anymore.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to take it away from Crosby. For sure.
Yeah, that is going to be Hanley. Let's go quickly. Skyridge threatening to extend the lead back up to 2 scores. 1st and 10 inside the 15.
Stevens looks. A high throw, but grabbed by McClellan, and he crosses the goal line. Skyridge with their 4th touchdown, and Stevens with his 3rd through the air.
What a catch by McClellan, and I don't know if that ball was intended for him or if he just went out and grabbed it. The 2 Bingham Minor defenders collide with each other, and he slides his way into the end zone, and you really can't touch that play.
Want to see an unattended bullet catch?
Yeah, my goodness. I'm not sure that Jackson Stevens was throwing to that guy, but McClellan pulls it down and goes into the end zone. Good thing he did. I think that ball would have been picked.
Well, you saw the DB was getting ready for it. He
was
made
there.
the catch without the ball getting there. I've been there. I've had that happen before.
You've almost had interceptions.
I remember
to have
I
somebody
played at
else make a
Montrose.
play.
I was at Montrose, Colorado, and I remember this ball going right at me. I remember in my head, I'm already running to the end zone, and all of a sudden this tight end came from the other direction, right in front of me.
Oh, man.
Caught it. Made the tackle, but really made me mad.
Good adjustment.
Yeah. Bring your feet to the ball. That was what I got this sideline. That was the first thing Troy Monier said to me. He said, "Hey, Litster, you did a great job. Bring your feet to the ball."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." I'll never forget the feeling. I'm like, "I got this." He doesn't even see me. But we're going to take you back into Morgan and Green Canyon again. Morgan leading this one 14-0. Let's jump into this with Morgan Sports Network as Green Canyon inside the 50-yard line, maybe making look something happen.
49-yard line pass complete out to Egan. His forward momentum, still not enough for a first down, and then
Tried to get out of bounds there, and I think he did. Stop the clock.
They did stop it. Ball placed on the 46-yard line. 3rd and 7.
Zach's coming off the edge.
Wilson hit right as he threw. Pass
Good ball
complete.
still.
Took a big hit there from Zach, and he's down.
Reception by number 2. Doing the given. Tackle by number 14.
Zach came in untouched.
Yeah.
Hit right as he threw. We'll have a new quarterback in here. 44 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Receiver was able to sneak behind the defense.
Yeah, Brogan got a little turned around there. Was able to get open.
Handoff. Down to the 10-yard line. Pickup of few.
Tackled by number 1, Kate Netson, and number 25.
Timeout, Green Canyon.
Willis. I think to remind you, if you're looking at the program, take a look on that Timbermine ad. See if you have that American flag sticker. Come on up and see us. If you have that, we got a little gift for you. Also, we'd like to thank Highlands Country Store.
Shout out to Shad and Tom Guffey watching from San Antonio, Texas. They're in town to celebrate a grandson's graduation from the Air Force basic training. So, awesome.
Well, we'll bring it in as, hey, congratulations to those in serving our armed forces. Thank you for your service. But let's bring it in studio. Dusty Litster and Jeff Hansen. We'll have games that'll be coming up in between us, but we'll have games going to halftime, Jeff. And I'll tell you what, this is the weekend. It was interesting. When we came into tonight, I was saying, hey, there's not really headliner games.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of close games.
Yeah,
Finally.
We have a lot of really competitive games. Yeah, the headliners aren't there. But still, exciting night of high school football.
Yeah, let's go through some questions. Again, if you aren't following us on YouTube, you can go at Rewind Sports Network on YouTube, find the live feed of here, and we have a chat open. We've got some pretty good questions coming in. One question that came in was, who is the greatest coach, high school football coach, in Utah history?
I think I got to yield to your Rolodex of high school knowledge. I go to guys like Coach Peck, Coach Fernandez.
Yeah.
I think those are probably like kind of the low-hanging fruits, though, but that's where my head immediately goes.
Well, maybe so. If you want to go all-time, which is the question,
right?
Then Roger Dupay
Sure,
is
of course he's
the
there.
answer.
He's there, yeah.
Roger Dupay took Skyline. I believe they went to every state championship game in the 90s. Didn't win every one of them because Doug Henstrom took one of them from him, Timfew. But it'd be Roger Dupay. In fact, my first year, here's how crazy it is. My first year broadcasting was his last state championship. And I actually called his last game at Skyline. It was a playoff loss at Layton.
Wow.
Carl Williams and crew and LaVon Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Carl. Yeah. So anyway. Did that one. But yeah, I'd go Roger Dupay. If you want to ask favorite, that's a different question. As you see Green Canyon get their first touchdown of the night. Nice ball. First of all, two great passes from the Wolves there.
Yeah, really impressive. They needed that drive right before the half to keep this one close. And if I remember right, Green Canyon gets the ball to start the second half. So keeping it tight in Morgan.
Yeah, we talked about the Wolves. I mean, this is a team a year ago we had great expectations for. Didn't have, let's say, any expectations coming into this year.
Right.
Because 4A right now, it's Crimson Cliffs. I mean, I'm so curious. We haven't seen the update on it yet come through for Crimson Cliffs and Cedar City. But right now, it feels like Crimson Cliffs is the cream of the crop in 4A.
Yeah, I think Kenzie had a score update in her first one, and Crimson Cliffs was up 28-0, and that was early.
Yeah.
I mean, so who knows where that game's at now. But probably not on the scoreboard for future scoreboard updates because they're winning by that much.
She's only mentioned a couple things twice. So it was great. Here's one. This one's for you. Trajan Herrick's asked a lot of great questions tonight. Which school has the most D1 talent, Jeff Hansen?
It's got to be Corner Canyon. I mean, I don't think that's up for debate at this point. They have D1 talent at every class. That's the easy answer. But there's a lot of talent at Timpview. There's a lot of talent at Skyridge. There's a lot of talent at Lone Peak that's maybe sneaky good. That Lone Peak seems like they kind of ebb and flow. Maybe they don't get as many transfers in.
Yeah.
But they have those guys like a John Henry Daly, like a Chase Hansen, a Nate Ritchie. It seems like every 3 or 4 years they have a really, really special dude. And then there's a couple of guys that are flank him on either side. That's Bot Mulitalo. He's going to be one of the best to ever come out of Utah, one of the highest rated. And he's got a lot of D1 talent, the Mayberry boys. There's a lot of D1 talent on that Lone Peak team. There's Division I talent throughout the state. One sneaky school to keep an eye on in years to come, Ridgeline. I think Ridgeline up in Cache Valley has 4 or 5 Division I, probably Power 5 level players. They're spread out through the class of 2027, but they're all up there. That's a really talented team.
Yeah, that's crazy because Ridgeline was Mountain Crest. So if you say, well, why Ridgeline? Well, Mountain Crest, Jake Caressa.
Yeah.
You think of a lot of guys.
Laputitau. I mean, they've produced talent year in and year out.
Yeah, so many of them. Another one, this is one of my favorites. Who would win in a fight between Jeff and Dusty?
Not Jeff. I'd probably say that. Dusty sends me, and I think he does it just for intimidation, just to remind me that I work for him. But I get these stupid videos of him bench pressing heavy weights every single week. And I think it's just a reminder that, hey, don't test me. No matter how big you think you're getting, Jeff, don't do it.
No, it's just you tell me I won't work out. I'm trying to say, hey, you can still have as many people said after my 5-man sled thing, the dad bod that can still move. I mean, great compliment, I suppose. But, yeah, you still get it done,
I can get it done.
Bench press
let me tell you what. I don't need to bench press anything. I got real practical dad strength. Today I ordered a new mattress. The FedEx guy just dropped it off in the middle of my driveway. Didn't even bring it up to the door.
Really?
It was windy. It was rainy. I was home by myself. I had to carry the king-size mattress all rolled up how they cut. I carried it in by myself. So I have real-life, practical dad strength. I don't need a gym to tell me that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Well, there we go.
No, I'm just joking.
Jeff wins in a fight.
I could do it. We go like this. We go,
okay.
Put it over the shoulder. We walk him up the stairs. I thought, that was a better story than the Coke and the root beer story from last week.
The Coke and the root beer story was a really accurate representation of my feelings about Roosevelt at the time. Take it back. I've apologized. I think we're water under the bridge now, but at the time, that was exactly how I felt about Roosevelt.
Yeah, it was understandable. We were stuck there for a while, just as you were there as well. All right, let's go through some scores. This is the first time this has happened this year, where all of our games we currently have pulled in on KSL Sports Friday Night Red Zone are at halftime. It gives us a chance to do a couple things. First of all, I want to thank Heidemann and Associates, always supporting us here on KSL Sports Rewind. Go to utah.law to find the law office nearest you. Let them know the Rewind sent you. You can get a free consultation. And my favorite part about the Heidemann Associates, number one, it's Justin. You can trust Justin, someone I've known literally my entire life. So you can trust Justin Heidemann. Number two, it's a flat rate law firm. Not going to bill you for a bunch of hours. They're going to go through and say, hey, your case will cost X. And then they will do everything they need to do to make sure they fulfill the needs of that cost. And like I said, couldn't recommend somebody any more than Justin Heidemann. And so we want to thank them. Again, that's utah.law. Find the law office nearest you. Also want to thank Odeon Menswear. How about that? Formerly known.
The artist formerly known as Modern Missionary.
Modern Missionary. By the way, you go into those places, I'll tell you this. One of my favorite things, I went to the Draper store last week, need to get a new shirt. Mentioned my brother-in-law McKay got married, wanted a new crisp shirt for the wedding. First of all, the place smells great.
Yeah, it does.
Smells great, feels great. You get, they have try-on shirts, so you're not having to walk out with that one. They bring you a nice, clean one, crisp one, ready to go. The staff is friendly. It's, very modern.
Yeah.
I mean, it fits. And Odeon, the new name of Modern Missionary.
And good people. Last year, I did a coat drive in the winter around Christmas time, and now Odeon, formerly Modern Missionary, they opened up their doors and allowed their stores to be drop-offs for used coats. We ended up bringing in hundreds of coats to their stores, and they just quietly put them in the back, in the storeroom, took care of them, took care of a lot of people. So shout out to Odeon.
Thank you to Odeon. I mean, it's been great to have them be a part of everything we have going on here at KSL Sports Review. And also, a new sponsor coming on this week is Advanced Window Products. I want to thank Advanced Windows. They first of all, one of the great things with them is that they make their own windows. So you have the wait time, but it's that they make them. They produce them here in Utah. Being another small business owner, I can give this one for free. Boulder Bag. We manufacture tool belts here in the state of Utah. So I always love when we have companies like this. The fall window sale, $2,000 off 10 windows or more. Financing available for 60 months. 0% interest. 0% interest on 10 windows at $2,000 off on top of that. Limited time only at AdvancedWindowsUSA.com. And one of my favorite parts about this one is it's two former athletes that I've been able to cover their prep careers here in the state of Utah, Jake Weber and Nate Orchard, formerly known as Nate Fakahafua.
Yeah, very cool.
But want to thank them for coming on as well. And then, of course, Igloo Outfitters. Go to igloooutfitters.com, especially
today's the day that you want an igloo. I don't know.
Dane asked me if they already had them.
Coats? Do they call them sleep? I don't know what we call them.
Wearable sleeping bags. Yeah.
Wearable sleeping bags. I need one. I want to sleep in one. I want to wear one to the office. I want one all the time. They look unbelievably comfortable.
I do think you're going to see it on the wheel. I now start calling it the wheel of punishment on Rewind.
Yeah, it seems pretty
Dusty's going to be doing that. I think you're going to see that one pretty soon. Dane asked me today. He's like, hey, we've already gotten ours. And I said, no. I said, why? He's like, I've been trying to think of new things for the wheel. And that could certainly be there. But I want to thank all those sponsors as well.
I think maybe the punishment should be, I have an idea. If they could donate, I don't know, maybe a size small. A size.
Nobody wants to see that.
Maybe we call it a size Dane.
A size
and
Dane.
Then Dusty gets it, and it's just, that's it. You got to put it on and get out. That's the punishment.
Oh, we could do that. That's
I like it.
Yeah. We were about to dive into lots of stuff that it is not high school football. Let's go through some scores. Kenzie was pulling this one off. How about AF? She talked about it was early on, close in the second quarter at American Fork in Rigby. It is close no longer. Take care of the state of Utah when you go against Idaho teams, especially when you go into that state. Take all their gems, take everything. Raid the cupboards. It's all yours.
Yeah.
It is Caveman 34-7.
I don't think we are giving American Fork nearly enough credit. And I know that they're ranked number 3 in our rankings.
Yeah.
I don't know why we just assume that they're not right there with Skyridge. I don't know why that's not more of a debate, because week in and week out, American Fork has proven that they can do it in all phases of the game. That is a very, very good team this year.
And one of your favorites has already got 2 touchdowns on the night. Davis Andrews,
Special
2 touchdowns from Dylan Story already. Jacob Eaterly has 2 rushing touchdowns. And Jet Nelson, that was the name Dane came away with. Dane left, he goes, dude, that Jet Nelson kid is awesome.
He's the real deal. There's no question about it. And Eaterly, a running back, he really has kind of solidified that offense. We knew they were going to be able to pass. They have Jet Nelson. They have Andrews at tight end. They've got Davis Andrews now playing wide receiver as well. And Dylan Story could sling it. But it's been Eaterly who really has solidified that offense and made them a completely well-rounded offensive attack. Very good American Fork team.
And it hasn't been my memory anyway, quickly going through my head. It's not been since Zach Kami Lopini Kotoa.
Right.
That AF had a bell cow running back.
Yeah.
Nate Honey was kind of that, but he wasn't as good as Zach. Had it there. How about Hunter leading Copper Hills? So Tele, you saw this. I don't know if you saw this last week, Jeff. Yeah, the Sotele kid from Hunter broke the state rushing record for most rushing yards in a single game. 491 yards rushing last week against Murray.
My goodness. That is a lot of that's a season for a lot of people.
Yeah. Came in through, it wasn't quite Ronnie Jenkins with 600 yards in the game, but it was right there. It's right there.
Not far off.
491. I think the official stat came in like 483 or something, but 491 is what I'd heard of that night. But they're leading Copper Hills 14-7.
We talked about Roger Dupaix. I know it's been 30 years, but just imagine a world where you're thinking of Roger Dupaix Skyline teams and they're down 20-3 at halftime against Granger. I know that makes sense today, but it just feels like still weird. Almost doesn't roll off the tongue. But Granger, Carson Sue had a touchdown run and a 57-yard touchdown pass. The Lancers all over Skyline.
Weber and Wasatch in a shootout in Heber City. Weber leading 28-20. 0-3 Weber, by the way, leading this one. Celeste Moa, Nkosi Swain, and it was Grun Kakan. Man, I've never seen that name before. Crew threw a touchdown pass to Braylon Parker. That was not a Polynesian name. I was not going to be able to figure out that one. But leading the way, Tyler Payne also has a touchdown. The Payne train is back. Doot, doot.
Oh, man, and he's good.
Yeah.
Cedar Valley coming off that big win against Westlake. They're taking on that very talented Ridgeline team at home, and it's the Riverhawks that all over Cedar Valley at halftime. 35-7. Nate Dahl is maybe the best quarterback that we're not talking about a lot. He's a sophomore, lefty. He can play. If he grows, talking about college level, like college prospects there, if Nate Dahl can get to 6'1", I think he's listed at 6 foot. He's not 6 foot. If he could get to 6'1", 6'2",
and his cleats,
then we're talking about a true bona fide Power 5 level quarterback. He's very good.
And a game that, I mean, you take us back 10 years ago that we would be so excited to make sure we were on top of, and I got to make sure we stay on top of it. Brighton at Highland.
Yeah.
It is Brighton leading Highland 14-6 last reported as Casey Satera and this team continue to get better. I'm so curious of where this team goes. Brighton's one of those teams that I still don't feel like I have a handle on who Brighton is and what their ceiling is.
Yeah, they feel like they should be among the top teams at the 5A level, and you just, some weeks you come away wondering. And that Highland team, we don't talk enough about Cepha Brown because he plays at Highland and they're not commanding the headlines. Yeah. Cepha Brown is maybe the best pass rusher in the state. He's fantastic. Big one for me. Not the Clearfield game.
Okay.
No, that's 49-0 at half. That's not the one. Skyview, my assumed alma mater, they are up 14-0 at Fremont. That's a big. That's 3A, 6A there. That's a big score. Skyview, man, 3-0, and they look to go 4-0. They're doing great things.
Man, that's always interesting. How about this kid? I want to make sure we tout every single week because I love watching this kid play. We talked about the Luke Livingston is our. We both agree he's one of our, if not our favorite player to watch every single week. But this is a kid I don't get to see every week, but maybe we'll get this one pulled in. Maybe might not need to. Dax Sumko, already 3 rushing touchdowns on the night, 30-yarder and then 2 1-yard plunges, leading the way for the Bees.
Dax Sumko every single week just puts up crazy numbers. And another running back who just puts up crazy numbers every single week, Tavita Valetti. He's got a pair of touchdowns for Springville tonight. They are all over Cypress, 33-0 at half.
And the Field Goal Bowl, Viewmont and Bountiful. Zayas has 2 field goals. I'm going to mention, not show it. But Feilatal Satawala being credited with a touchdown pass in this one to Blake Moore. It's 12-7. Bountiful leading the Vikings of Viewmont.
Because why not? I mean, Satawala already does everything. He might as well throw some passes too.
And if you've never been to Bountiful High School, so they just got new turf.
Yeah, well, they need a new turf.
Boog Stringfellow. Did you see the picture Boog Stringfellow put out? So their athletic director, he showed, because it had always been a lopsided field.
Yeah. Well, remember last year when we were up there?
4.5 feet is the slope that he showed when they had it leveled then had the old field next to it. 4.5 feet.
That doesn't surprise me. We were there last year for the playoffs, and I think that they just stopped watering the field. They just stopped. I mean, it was a mess.
The field put on its own protest. Yeah. They said, "I will not accept water.
Yeah,
replace me."
That was
the only way they got it done.
An important score because we've been tracking Ogden, who just continues to surprise. They are down for the first time this year. It's 22-7 at halftime at Richfield. It's a lot of travel for Orem to get to, or for Ogden rather, to get to Richfield. We'll see. We'll see how they respond in the second half.
A couple more scores. Mountain Crest trying to defend the state 13-12 lead at Minico at the moment. Stowe Canyon taking on Centennial, Nevada, formerly of Noah Hart Sox basketball team. 21-7 is Tim Nowatzki's crew leading Centennial Bulldogs at this moment. We'll get one more score before we'll take you to one more. Is Manti and Emory. It is the Templars taking care of the Spartans 10-7. Kenzie will have more scoreboard updates momentarily as we are going to go into West and Olympus and join Matt Coma.
Spreading out again, as Sui will throw this time. Looking downfield, still with a ton of time. Now rolls out. Looking near side, tucks it. Trying to get through, fights his way, lost the ball. Titans have it, and they recover.
Great job there. I don't know if you saw that, Matt, as that play developed. You saw Sue. That ball was out here like a chicken wing. That was an easy strip and recovery for this Olympus defense. Great job by the Titans there, getting the ball back right at the 50.
Nate Sheets, the one that knocked it out for the Titans, and a turnover right off the bat here for Olympus.
Yeah, if you're Sue, you get into traffic like that, you got to cover that ball up. It was a big old chicken wing out here, and it was super easy for Sheets to punch that out and get the recovery.
I was trying to cut back to the inside, and Sheets gave it a good pop, able to knock that ball out, and Olympus takes over from the 50-yard line.
Big opportunity for Olympus if they can cash this in for points to extend their lead.
1st and 10 for the Titans. Handoff, Brown with space, up the near side. Spin move, fumbles the football. Ball's on the deck. Who's got it? And it's West that comes up with it.
Timpanogos Brown, I believe, number 12, came up and absolutely delivered a monster hit. And, wow, we've had back-to-back absolutely incredible defensive plays and fumbles on successive plays. I don't know how often you see that in football.
No, that was just a little bit crazy. Brown went for that spin move, and the same deal as we saw with Sue. He left that ball out.
Yeah, it was Brown-on-Brown action, if I'm not mistaken. Timpanogos Brown ended up stripping that one out. He's not really stripping it out, just separating man from ball with the hit.
So back-to-back plays with fumbles. The possession exchanges hands 2 times in about 15 seconds.
If that.
And West goes back to work. From their own 37-yard line. Sui makes a man miss and strolls out to about the 43-yard line.
Sui, he's got some moves. I really like the way he runs.
He's a shifty guy.
Like, I don't know if you saw that defensive end. I didn't get the number there. He got completely juked out of his shoes on that move. It was an incredible move by him.
That's not the first time he's done that to a defender tonight.
It's always tough.
Sui's been getting it done with his feet.
Yeah, he has been. Yeah, and it's kind of been the big offense, really, for what West has had most of the night.
Sui, quick pass on the bubble screen to Pan. Gets about half of the way to a first down, gain of about 3.
The thing is, Hugh Matsumori out there at cornerback coming up and making a fantastic tackle. Chachi Pan is a really, really tough guy to bring down. We got a flag down, though. We'll see what the call is here. Doesn't negate anything that Matsumori did on that play, though. It was a really good job by him coming down and making that tackle.
Flags right about the West 46-yard line, right around where Pond was tackled.
And it's where those offensive linemen were going to set up the blocks. They're going to wave it off.
No,
okay.
They're going to wave it off. It could have been that lineman downfield penalty.
Yeah, but on a screenplay, that obviously gets negated because that's obviously a pass behind the line of scrimmage. So good to see them wave that off and realize their mistake.
So it'll be 3rd and 2, or 3rd and a long 1 here for West from their own 46.
I'd be surprised to see called QB run here for Sue.
3 wideouts to the near side as Sue high snap, able to hand it off, and he's going nowhere as the Titans defense comes up big.
Morgan Boyce, great job by him. That high snap cost them that potential first down there. That snap, it just delayed. That's just enough. And by the way, Morgan Boyce came like a missile from his middle linebacker spot, make that tackle in the backfield.
A handoff to Brown results in a loss of 3. It's going to be 4th and 5, maybe a short 4. They're going to go for it here.
Interesting. Chachi Pan in the slot there on the near side.
Panthers going for it on 4th down. Sui with a good pocket. Finds Pond for a first down inside Olympus territory. Down near the 45-yard line goes Chachi Pan.
Nice adjustment there by the West offense. We saw number 2, Siegel, for Olympus, carve them up at the end of that first half. Well, why don't you go to your number 2 and let him carve you up? And obviously a great adjustment there and a nice first down.
Gain of about 7 there for Pond, and it's first down West into Olympus territory. Handoff. Brown fights through the pile, rolls down to about almost the 40-yard line.
Yeah,
about 6.
Wes Olson coming up with the tackle in the end there, but great job by Brown just driving forward and picking up what he could. Gain of 6, you always take that.
Panthers going quick here. 3 wideouts to the far side. 2nd and 4. Sui in the backfield. Flushed out. Calling his own number. He's got the first down. To the 30 and out of bounds at around the 20.
So we're going to keep our eye on what's going on here. Let's take you to Lone Peak as Mountain Ridge. Whoa, what a catch. That is Minnesota-esque. What a catch for the touchdown for Mountain Ridge.
Mountain Ridge, is that the go-ahead score there in the first drive in the second half? Mountain Ridge making a statement at Lone Peak, making this one a lot of fun. Last week we were desperate for games that were going to come down to the wire. I think we might have the game of the week here, Mountain Ridge and Lone Peak.
I guess I have to do it. Dane Stewart gets to pick his game. And that was Legend Glasker making a legendary catch, by the way. But Dane Stewart gets to pick his games. He goes, I want to do Mountain Ridge, Lone Peak. And I was like, all right, man. You get to choose. Dane had good intuition on this
chose
one.
well, Dan.
Yeah, he chose wisely.
He did. That was well done.
Yeah, so let's take this one back to West and Olympus and rejoin Matt Coma and Jake Hatch.
2 yards on the carry, brings up 2nd and 8. Sui looks to throw. He'll check it down again. Flag down on the play as the pass is low for Pond. And that's in the area of holding there, Jake.
Foti Vainuku came up and made an incredible block on the defensive tackle as a running back. The problem was he stayed engaged and grabbed onto his jersey, and that, unfortunately, is going to cost him 10 yards.
So it'll be holding on the Panthers here. That'll back them up 10 yards out to their own 35-yard line, where they'll bring up at about 2nd and 18 here.
That film review of that, Foti Vainuku is coaching back. Great first hit. Disengaged, though, after that. It was
Don't hold on.
It was an incredible first hit. He came up and absolutely stoned the defensive tackle in the backfield. The only problem was the defensive tackle tried to disengage, and he held onto that jersey, and that's going to obviously draw a flag every time.
So the penalty brings the ball back to the 35-yard line. 2nd and 17, we'll call it. Trips out to the left. Sui back to pass. Dumps it off near side. Vainuku fighting bringing the pile towards the 30-yard line. Good hustle.
Jeez, Vainuku's just carrying dudes. That's a great pickup there, all things considered. Considering he got that ball and he had about guys on him after about 2 steps.
A senior moving that pile down to the 35 will bring up 3rd and 12 here. Gain of 5 on that play.
Brings up 3rd and 12 for the Panthers.
Chachi Pond down to the near side here.
Sui over the far side. Has Malapei. Excuse me, that's Pond over there.
Yeah.
On that another bubble screen. Gains about 5 on that one. Brings up another 4th down here, Jake.
Yeah, this is an interesting decision once again here. Granted, 3 points here still makes it a 9-point game, so I can understand this one where you're thinking, okay, let's see if we can pick this up.
So the Panthers will go for it once again here. 4th and 7. Brown in the backfield with Sui. 3 wideouts to the near side. Sui, quick pass. Has Pond. 5, end zone. Touchdown, Panthers.
That skinny post was open the entire time. They spread both safeties. Chachi Pond realized it, went right up the seam, and credit to Isaiah Sui. Found him up the seam. Great throw, great catch, and 6 points for the West Panthers.
A 24-yard strike.
Pan with the catch and run on the touchdown. Beautiful ball on 4th down.
Really, really pretty pass. Isaiah Sui proving he's not the only, or there's more than one Sui to think about at the quarterback position. That was a great ball by Isaiah.
We're up against the break. We're going to take it. You're watching, West went for 2. The ball knocked away. So it's 18-12. Olympus leads West after the touchdown pass. We're up against the break. You are watching and listening to KSL Sports Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com, the KSL Plus app, and you are listening to us on 97.5 and 1280, the KSL Sports Zone.
Feels like old school football there. They'll go on the ground here. Pick up about 3 yards.
They no longer have the Durfee dozer. They don't have those big old backs. They've got 2 scat backs that are pretty phenomenal, though.
Yeah.
3-yard gain in the play.
I do miss the Durfee.
Right? That kid was a tank. He was so big.
Yeah. I just thought he was a bulldozer. That's why I called him the Durfee
dozer. He was. Of course, they don't have McChesney
Crew, McChesney, or Austin, or any of them.
Second down. They'll stay on the ground, and this one bottled up behind the line. First guy there for Mountain Ridge was Cannon Montgomery. Not the first time we've called his name tonight.
This is so interesting right now. Now that you've got a receiver down and you're doing a two-back system, can you guys get open still? Is there still those mismatches that you can take advantage of, the one-on-ones? But I've been very impressed with this Mountain Ridge team.
Just so you know, Bot Moitalo is on the sideline. He's not dressed tonight, FYI.
Oh.
We talked with the staff before the game and thought they had said that he was healthy, but he is not going. They do strike deep, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Mountain Ridge. They look to dial one up there. Was intended for Robinson, and it's Taylor Higham with his second forced turnover of the night.
Phenomenal playing by this Mountain Ridge defense. They are not the Mountain Ridge of old. Coach has been there for a long time, Coach Mayfu. He's been the only coach at Mountain Ridge, and he's taken them from it was Harriman's little brother to now. They may be running Region 2 right there with Corner Canyon if they're playing Lone Peak this tough.
Taylor Higham, he's a junior. Moose, I'm not going to lie, he's quickly becoming one of my favorite juniors.
He was one of my favorite sophomores last year.
I didn't see him last year, but man, he's been impressive tonight. First down, and Bingham looking, going to dial one up deep again. There was contact there, and there's no flag. This one incomplete.
Oh, may have gotten a little pushy shovey getting away with that one.
I couldn't tell if that was incidental or not. The officials pretty clear, no call on the play. Kai did look back, but no infraction called. Be 2nd and 10.
Looks like 77's running off there. Something's going on with his equipment or helmet or something.
Stockbrand, the sophomore tackle. Just another sophomore, no big deal.
Got to get another big boy in there. Come on in, number 75.
That's a junior, Ben Solis.
Welcome to the game, just your 6'3", 270-pound average human being here in the state of Utah.
You can see they have some youth and some depth, do the Sentinels. They'll go on the ground, looking up the middle, pick up there for about 4 yards on the play.
Really smart game plan tonight with going quick and attacking them quickly because this defensive front for Lone Peak is no joke.
3rd down and 6 here for Mountain Ridge. Boy, this would be a big 3rd down stop for this Lone Peak D if they can get it. Trying to cheer on this defense of the Knights.
And if Mountain Ridge can get down and get a 2-score lead, that would be unbelievable to me.
Bingham looking, flushed out, has a man, and is that intercepted? Yes, it is. Picked off. Lone Peak able to generate the turnover, and it's Jaden Mayberry with the interception.
Jaden Mayberry giving the spark that the Lone Peak Knights have been looking for. A little anything you can do.
Welcome back to KSL Sports Rewind Red Zone. I'm Kenzie, here to give you some more extra scoreboard updates. I know that Jeff and Dusty just went through a bunch, starting with Crimson Cliffs at Cedar City. Crimson Cliffs is just pulling away at this point, 42-0. Salem Hills at Provo. Provo is up 28-0, start of the 3rd quarter. Grainsville at Juab. Grainsville is up 10-7 late in the 3rd quarter. Manti at Emory. Manti is up 10-7 at the half. Lastly, the reigning 2A champs, San Juan at Summit Academy. San Juan is up 33-14 in the 3rd quarter. I really wanted to wear a Utah jersey just to flex the win against Florida last night. It was so exciting. I did lose my voice a little bit. I was scared to come in today because I was like, oh my God, am I going to have a voice or no? But I do. I dress professional. It's all good. Let's go into Mountain Ridge at Lone Peak.
Tough yardage there. He'll get 1, maybe 2.
Great run right there. What a great opportunity for them to get this first down. This has been such an exciting game. The clock's running down. I feel like we just started, but 6.5 minutes left. Man, I'm on the edge of my seat, and I know everyone watching at home is as well.
A 3rd and short here for the Knights. Blake looking. And that intercepted, picked off by Mountain Ridge, And a nice lane up the sideline as Mountain Ridge gets it right back, and that's one where Cameron Wood, I just don't think Blake sees him.
I don't think he saw him either. And that's the interesting thing with this defense. Guys popping in, popping out. Now, the Lone Peak defense needs to step up again. This has been a great route, great thought process, but not quite the execution you wanted on that last throw.
Yeah, boy, that's one where Cameron Wood is just sitting just underneath that route. And Blake just didn't
Playing quarterback is one of the hardest positions ever because you have to keep track of 11 guys on the field on the defense and the offense.
Yeah. So first down here, Mountain Ridge. They'll go with a little toss. Keeney back to the middle. He'll get to the line, maybe surge ahead for a yard or two. Short gain there.
Really impressed with the flow of this Lone Peak defense. Getting to the ball, and everyone, you've got at least 8 hats on there, and your outside defensive backs aren't quite there yet. But great flow by the defense, and they're really missing Bob Buitolo about now.
Yeah, they are. How about the student section of Mountain Ridge has shown up tonight, far side of the field. Lone Peak with a nice student section as well. Good crowd on hand as Bingham looking. I was looking underneath for Kinney. Good coverage there from Lone Peak across the field. Really nowhere to go.
Yeah, this defensive backfield is really impressive for Lone Peak. They did a great job against Corner last week, and Corner has a lot of good players.
Yeah.
But Mountain Ridge, you don't quite know who they are coming in this game because you're like, how good is West Jordan? How good is Fremont? How good are these teams that they've played? But Mountain Ridge is coming in showing, hey, we can play with the big boys and we can play with them as sophomores.
Well, that's what we said. This is their chance to make a statement that this team is real if they can pull off a win tonight. It's 3rd and 7 here for the Sentinels. They've had a lot of 3rd and longs tonight. They've done pretty well on them. Bingham throwing underneath, intercepted! Another interception. That's now the 4th straight possession with a pick as the deflection is able to be plucked out of the air by Lone Peak. And I think on the interception was number 43, Jalaire Aquin.
Oh my goodness, if you enjoy teeter-totters, if you enjoy high blood pressure, this is the game for you. The momentum is just shifting from that side to this side to that side to this side. 4 interceptions, I've never quite seen anything like that in this amount of time, all in the span of about 2 minutes.
Yeah. That's I'm kind of speechless. First down thrown out to Wild. He's able to make the catch and out of bounds. We'll stop the clock here. But
I like that play call right there.
I mean, the offense is going to get tired just from sprinting on and off the field, Moose. Not even from moving up and down, just on and off.
I'm tired watching them do that. Both defense, both offense. It kind of reminds me of BYU back in 2011. Every time there was an interception.
Man, if you like teeter-totters, that was not a line I was expecting to hear.
Personally, I enjoy high blood pressure. That's my thing.
Never had it. Let's go into this one. It is Green Canyon trying to make this, well, it is a 1-score game, but trying to get in the end zone and see if they would go for 2. Green Canyon going to run the option, pitch near side, and that Morgan defense was there. Man, he got close down to the 1-yard line. So it'll be 4th and goal for the Wolves.
I think that Green Canyon a little lucky to hang on to the ball here. Yeah, that option pitch, there wasn't a whole lot of space between the quarterback and the running back. That could have very easily gone awry.
Yeah. We got a penalty flag on the play as well. Good. Personal foul, helmet-to-helmet hit against Morgan. Remember, it is not an automatic first down, so it'll be half the distance to the goal. Replay 3rd down.
The ref just pacing off that 1 yard was maybe my favorite thing I've seen tonight. We love refs reffing, but watching him go from the 1 hash or to the 2 hash to the 1 hash, like, okay, we got it now, folks. That was football at its finest right there.
So it'll remain 3rd down as they are now inside the 1-yard line for Green Canyon. And go empty set, 3 receivers bunched to the near side, 2 receivers at the top of the screen. I think quarterback draw. Yeah, that was quarterback run all the way. He slipped and fell. And we have a referee running in, stopping the clock. And it should have still been 3rd down. I'm not sure if there was a timeout call. We saw some finger pointing as well.
And I think they may mark him down at the 4-yard line. It looked like his knee hit the turf Oh, they're going to call a false start before the
Yeah.
play anyways.
And the only-
Maybe not the worst-case scenario. Well, I guess we don't know what down
Yeah, it
it
would have been
is,
fourth
but-
down. Yeah, so it's third down. It would have been fourth down had they not done that. So back them up 5 yards, just outside the 5-yard line. As Green Canyon will have third downs, they wind the clock.
I mean, I don't know what Grand Canyon does from here. They've ran an option. They've tried the quarterback draw. I think you have to put the ball in the air, but generally this Grand Canyon offense doesn't like to do that here, especially in a short yardage situation. This is an interesting play call.
So he trips to the top of the screen, solo man, near side. Looking to throw, nothing there. Pressure comes, rolls to his right, now fires to the end zone, and it is incomplete, nearly intercepted by Morgan. And now it will be 4th and goal and decision time here for the Green Canyon coaching staff.
Great play by that Morgan defensive back. He nearly came away with the interception, but a great play by the wide receiver. I mean, he went defensive back mode himself there, and he gets the credit for the PBU because I think that would have been an interception if he doesn't rip it loose.
You know what I love about Morgan and some of these other ones? He doesn't get up and do the whole incomplete 7-on-7 nonsense off every stop.
That is true.
I do appreciate that. Not to be the old man, get off my
We've
lawn.
established you were a boomer earlier, and here we are once again.
I'll wear that one proudly. Me and Kirk Herbstreit stand in the same corner when it comes to that one. As Green Canyon going to take the timeout. Good decision here. 4th and goal. We'll come back to this one as they're going to have a chance here. 4th and goal. We also have a timeout at the Alta game. Bingham backed up to their own inch line. Let's jump. Well, we can't jump there. We can go. Jeff and I can call this one, or we can go out to Lone Peak, Mountain Ridge. Vince already went there. So let's go back to Lone Peak. Man, that defense getting all over the place, getting the sack there for the Knights. It'll put Mountain Ridge back at their own 45.
I remember the first time I watched a Lone Peak defense under Ryan Denny. It was it was in Harriman's heyday back then, and I just was astounded at how much pressure they send on every single play. And here we are, all these years later, and Ryan Denny is still sending pressure on every single play. Just a swarming defense, and I mean, I don't know what other superlative you want to give to describe that defense. They are swarming. They are everywhere.
Well, they didn't bring pressure this time. Mountain Ridge went screen. Oh, Paul Hulatalo gets the sack with his back.
Wow. That's how you know you're a Ninja Turtle.
I was going to say that he was the
when you start getting sacks with your turtle shell, that's
turtle
when it
power.
happens. Holy cow.
I could sing the old song for, it wasn't Bot Mulatalo. It was number 9, but they got the jersey
I think
got
that's
rolled
Mwanga,
up.
and he looks like a Ninja Turtle as well. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a pair of turtles. We got them all down there, and Coach Brockbeck, Master Splinter, there on the sideline.
3rd down and long. Mountain Ridge is going to throw. Fire over the middle. Got him. No, it intercepted. In out of the hands of the wide receiver. Picked off. Going back the other way. Another interception for Mayberry. His second interception of the quarter.
This is, I think, the 5th interception now in this game in the last, 6.5 minutes of gameplay. Unbelievable.
I want to know what Moose Bingham's saying now. I'm sorry, Moose. I took that one from you.
Oh, we don't need to be that sorry.
I'm not overly sorry, but just enough sorry to have to say sorry. Hey, let's go down the road, shall we? Jeff and I are going to have to call this one. Oh, they're back. So, all right, let's go into this. So JT Wistersill on the call. Bingham backed up their own goal line.
Missed the play, another play. Kaili dropping back, has a man wide open, and it's caught at the 30. A big play for Bingham, and it's going to be a house call. 99 yards. The Miners, he's just shoved out. What an effort. I thought he was gone, making the grab, and then flying upfield after. For Bingham with a big play there was Iono.
Talk about faking your claim. This Bingham Miner offense just explodes for a massive gain. They're inside the 5-yard line. Goal to go. But JT, what a throw by Arona Kaili there. What a great job. You see teammates helping out. Don't bother hand fighting with it. Just get your hands up. Set a screen out there. Boy, Bingham almost runs Bader, but even more so, JT. What a change up in this game.
And Sudbury slips, or else he would have had a walk-in touchdown.
Well, it's normally defenders that are slipping off Sudbury, and that time he's just
Number 1, Carson
so
Sudbury
his
on
knees
the
or
run.
something.
Bingham almost avoided a near disaster. They tried to sub late. They were able to get a player off the field in time. But with 4 downs here from inside the 5, you have to think this is a great position for Bingham to tie the game up.
2:35 to go in the first half. This drive started on the 1 for the Miners, and now it's 2nd and 4 from the 4. Kaili gives it. Sudbury, he's in! The Miners make it happen! Well, there was no slipping or sliding on that one. It was straight thunder! Carson Sudbury thunders his way in the end zone in a 99-yard drive!
Oh, boy. What a punch in for this Bingham Miner offense, JT. And pending a PAT, we're almost at a tie game.
PAT pending.
How about it? Find the man for, what was it, 99, well, from the 1-yard line inside the 10. I mean, that's a 90-yard catch and run.
I was waiting to see the math. We haven't talked about math. I think it was a 96-yard is what it was, but we were going to get there. We haven't done math this week.
Because it would have been decimal points, too, and I don't do that. So, but how about Bingham's response? Hanging in here, Skyridge went up 14-0. Bingham came back out of 14-7. I think it was 21-7, and then it was 21-14. They go up against, again, 2 scores. Skyridge leading Bingham, and the Miners come fighting back to tie the game up at 28.
Yeah, huge. I mean, we kind of talked about it early on that it looked like Skyridge was running away with this one. Their offense has figured it out, but it's the Bingham offense that has seemingly been the first team to figure out this Skyridge defense.
Yeah. And again, I haven't mentioned this yet. It's a rematch of the 6A semifinals tonight. Corner Canyon run away from Farmington, not the same Farmington team, but Bingham and Skyridge was the semifinal last year up at the 6A state tournament.
Yeah.
But we got first and goal for Lone Peak. Let's take it in to Dane and Moose.
Inside of a minute to go. Mountain Ridge showing pressure. They bring it. Blake gets rid of it. That caught and brought down immediately. Nice tackle made there. I think that was Jepson for the Sentinels.
Yeah, Trey Robinson getting a great catch, not busting it out. It's interesting. You look around the field, you can see a lot of people. I see Daryl Funk at the base of the post. That's BYU's offensive line coach. Here to watch Austin Pay and Brody Laga. Standing next to him is Austin Pay's brother.
Maybe the last play of the quarter. Blake going to keep this one, trying to get outside, turning back, and going to be brought down at the 6. And that will indeed wrap up our third. A touchdown scored in the third by Mountain Ridge as they'll take a lead into the fourth quarter.
So going to the fourth quarter, Mountain Ridge leading Lone Peak 24-7. We're going to take you out to the basin. Well, to the base of the basin. We'll have to Duchaine as Duchaine and Beaver doing battle.
The basin. Shout out to gave a shout out to my wife earlier.
Course.
Shout out to my daughter.
Yes.
She's tuning into the show. Malin is the real star of the Hansen house. If you've never followed Casa de Hansen, Malin's the one you really want to pay attention to, and she's tuning in. She's listening.
Hey, whatever. Jessica said that your son is the cutest thing ever.
He's
and
okay.
He did his first little.
He's okay. He's no daughter. He's no Malin, but he's fine.
It is true. Staley hits me a little different spot. My third daughter, Reagan's up there. She's gonna be going to the game with me tomorrow. All right, let's go out to Basin. Let's go to Duchaine inside the 5-yard line. Duchaine leading 6-0. 1:40 left in the third.
Motion for Giles. Now fakes a handoff. Crum will keep it himself. Boy, he's hit not much there at all. He's going to lose yards as well. Back to the 7.
Andrew Hollingshead in there with the first hit, and then Matheson finishes it after several other people tackle him.
Yeah, hit by several. Great job by the defense. So the ball at the 5. So is that a loss on play or just
a loss of 1?
Loss of 1.
Mm-hmm. 3rd and goal on the 5.
So probably 2-down territory.
Beavers, someone with hands on their hips. They're looking a little gassed for a minute.
Yeah. 2 receivers to the right. Crum standing at the 9. Will take the snap. Motion again for Giles. Now it's going to be Crum as he's trying to escape Radden. Radden's got it, and Crum runs backwards and then goes down across the 20.
Radden with a huge
And was there a fumble
sack
on the play?
No.
Nope, just a huge sack.
Just a huge sack
yeah,
for Radden.
This play, the Beaver defense has more than stepped up. This ball back at the 18-yard line. loss of 13 on the play.
Yeah, that's going the wrong way for Duchaine. Beaver defense is showing their strength.
Wow.
Just when you thought they had caved in, man, they flexed
Well, we
back.
talked about, body language. And then they rip off 3 losses on the play, and it looks like Duchaine's going to say, we'll let it go to the fourth quarter.
And you did say it's a defense that doesn't panic. So
no, they have not. So that'll do it for 3 quarters. It's the Duchaine Eagles 6, Beaver 0 as we head to the fourth quarter of play.
All right, going into the fourth quarter, we can go quickly to Lone Peak and Mountain Ridge as Lone Peak looking to tie things up. And so let's start the fourth quarter at the 5-yard line. Let's join Dana Moose.
Here for Lone Peak to start the fourth.
Oh.
And that one is intercepted. Boy, contact there on Blake, and you've got a pick 6. This is going to go 95 yards. Mountain Ridge, another defensive score, finds the end zone. It's Tanner DeYoung with his second defensive touchdown of the night.
Tanner DeYoung says, I've got to get mine, and he did. That was way intense to watch. The interior of that offensive line opened the floodgates like Moses at the waters, and wow, that was a heck of a play by Tanner DeYoung. I think everyone was looking for a flag or something like that. There was no pursuit by the Lone Peak Knights. Tanner DeYoung could have just hung out there in the end zone or right by it for about 3 minutes.
So Mountain Ridge on here to try the point after. Looking to go up 2 possessions. Well, they are up 2 possessions. Looking to making it even 2, and it is.
The turntables.
Well, you got a pick 6 there in that game. And the turn does table, as Michael Scott would tell us. What a fantastic play. 6th interception of the quarter.
Unreal. I mean, absolutely unreal. Well, let's go into Alta and East. East nearly just lost the football. It's 1st and 10, East.
Crosby under center. Fumble! Who comes out with that one? Not much excitement from the defense, and so I'm assuming East recovers.
Yeah, a little mix-up there on the sweep. Not able to get the snap under control and hand it off to the intended runner, bringing up a 2nd and 10.
So the ball comes out after the play, recovered well by the visiting Leopards. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 30 as the clock winds down. We have 1:30 left to go here in the third. And another miscue from East, and that one is recovered by the Hawks. Turnover. Alta will take over.
Yeah, defensive line came flying up. Looks like number 11, Leka Toafokoa, able to dive on that one and recover against the East Panthers, who had a couple shaky snaps leading to this turnover and a chance for McKay and this offense to take the lead.
Unfortunate back-to-back miscues from East. You have the fumble on the previous one, then you have the...
one of the things with Red Zone, we're bouncing around from game to game. I don't know if this is the same drive for Green Canyon or if they're back in the red zone, but here they are knocking on the door, ready to try to knock this one up. All tied up again.
Yeah, I know it wasn't the same drive because it was 3rd and goal and it was a different formation than they had last time. Last time they went from empty, and that time they went with 2 running backs flanking Wilson.
Hey, man, weird things can happen up there in Morgan County. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
It's the pot roast. The pot roast just gets everyone.
Ooh, that Taggart's pot roast. I'll tell you what, if we don't have a sponsorship deal at the end of this season from Taggart's, after all the free publicity we're giving them,
it's true.
Man.
Very true. So we're going to the fourth quarter. Morgan leading Green Canyon 14-6. Let's go into Alta and East. It's a little blurry. There was rain and stuff at the beginning of the game, so they're shooting from inside the press box. So they'll get that sorted out with the focus, but that's why. We're shooting through some glass there. They asked us to set up inside, so it does blur it up a little bit because your camera wants to focus on the glass.
Yeah, when in doubt, blame the weather.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
And it didn't happen. So we're going to go into this one. Alex Napolis and the bearded Nate Carter.
So how about this? 10 seconds left, still tied at 7-7. We're going to head into the fourth quarter tied with everything to play in those final 12 minutes. And couldn't get...
So end of the third quarter there. Start of the fourth quarter. West and Olympus going to go to a timeout as well, as we were going to go ahead into West and Olympus.
We talked, I guess, in the opener about this game, about Olympus being willing to win ugly. Yeah. And here in the second half, it's 18-12. It's kind of turning into a little bit of a slugfest. I think this is exactly what Olympus wants.
They do. I think we saw this a couple weeks ago, right? You're going to play with fire a little bit. We saw that in the Provo game. Provo won on the toss. How about Provo just absolutely manhandling Salem Hills tonight?
Wild.
Just absolutely taking care of business. But you play fire a little bit when you play it that close, but they're going to have to do that, I think, throughout the year. I think it's really going to be the thing of the team to play that game close.
Yeah, I think that's their style of play. I mean, win ugly. Ugly wins are wins, right? At the end of the day, that's what matters.
You don't get more wins for winning by by a larger margin, right? You only get one.
And that is Dusty and Jeff's math class for the night.
That's it. You only get one win. You don't get more than one. All right, start of the fourth quarter. We're going to send this into Green Canyon and Morgan as Peyton Wilson, the quarterback, be looking for this touchdown. I'm not sure our delay here with the refs.
They want a ref.
Oh, this game is a simulcast.
Oh, they want a
made
TV.
more sense. I almost made a joke about that, but they're on a simulcast. Kids aren't used to that.
I thought you were going to go with a New Girl reference there on the you only get one win. Were you Nick Miller? You only get one wife! You only get one win! That's the way the world works!
Got me cookie, got you cookie. Got me cookie, got you cookie. All right, so they're going to be going through this. Yeah, we're up against the break. So let's take the break, and we'll come right back. Top of the hour, you're listening to and watching KSL Sports Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com, KSL Plus app, and 97.5 and 1280, the KSL Sports Zone.
Considered for the starting quarterback spot last year before a few things happened, but he has control of the offense with what he's trying to do.
Very familiar with it, and he's a talented kid. That ball thrown out just a step in front of his intended target, was trying to get that out to Hoffines. Incomplete.
Very difficult to come out as a junior with your first big varsity action, where it's like, we've got to go, we've got to score in these next two possessions, if not get 3 scores.
It's been a 24-0 run from Mountain Ridge. And Ike Staley trying to bring Lone Peak back and stop this, as you see Mountain Ridge there getting a little too aggressive. Going to be called here on the offside.
Just a little too excited there. You got to hold your water if you're Mountain Ridge's defense, and they did a horrid job at doing that. Good job, Lone Peak. No one's jumping, though.
Yeah, we'll give them a free 5 yards, and rather than 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, it'll be a 3rd and 3 here.
How much of the playbook is open? How confident are they in letting Ike really unload his arm here?
Yeah, we'll find out. 3rd down, Staley to throw. Looking. He's got a man wide open and just missed him. Oh, a missed opportunity. There was nobody around Jason Mayberry, and Staley just overthrew it. It'll be 4th down.
Oh, my goodness. Jason saw 6 right there.
Yeah.
He's like, I wish I was a little bit taller. I know I am a baller. Just give me the ball so I can do a holler.
That was one that ball's just 2 yards out in front. You just take a little bit off. That's in the end zone, and it's a different ball game.
And that's the hard thing. Ike Staley, he's been playing JV. He's going into varsity, and he's not used to these receivers yet. He's like, what are they like? How fast, how far do I need to throw this?
So 4th down, Lone Peak to punt. That one bobbled. It is away. Crisis averted, as this will take a bounce still in the field of play and trickling down to the 27.
That time the puncher's like, I did my job and then some. Did you see the roll? Did you see how that ball loved me? That's a great deal right there for the puncher, especially with the long snap. The interesting thing is the snap has been pretty high, and it's rainbowed in. It's not darting back to the puncher, so he has to act even quicker when the ball gets to him.
They're still working on Maunga on the sideline, so don't expect to see him in this series for that Lone Peak defense. Moose, you talked about some of the players they've lost tonight. They're going to need guys to step up.
And that's part of football. Depth is your 12th man, really.
This is Kinney with Hernandez, I apologize, with the carry. We'll pick up about 3.
Hernandez Diaz, the ball carrier. Jackson Arrington with the tackle.
If you're Mountain Ridge right now, is this just you're trying to run this game down?
Well,
do you still want to be aggressive here?
I don't know how aggressive you want to be. You want the clock. Your clock's the friend right now. So wow, great run.
Oh, Jesus, how about the patience there of Hernandez? Just waiting for that right lane, and then when he picked it, boom, we're going vertical.
Great job, and now Kinney's coming in. So they've got their 1-2 punch. Kinney's been great on defense at safety, but it's been interesting to watch.
3rd and short here for this Lone Peak defense, and they jumped offside. That'll give the first down here to Mountain Ridge. But it's one of those where we talk about Hernandez coming in averaging over 6 yards a carry, and then obviously Kinney, how talented he is out of the backfield. You talk about 1-2 punch. And I know Bingham's threw some interceptions in that third quarter. Find me a quarterback tonight who didn't, but he's been good.
Yeah.
So you take Bingham, who is...
Welcome back to KSL Sports Rewind Red Zone. I'm Kenzie here with some scoreboard updates, starting with American Fork, who traveled up to Idaho to play Rigby tonight. They are winning 48-7 right now, late in the third. Viewmont at Bountiful. Viewmont is up 21-15. Brighton at Highland. Brighton is up 17-6. Beaver at Duchaine. Duchaine is up 7-0. It's early in the fourth quarter. You know, I've done some Utah shout-outs so far on this broadcast, and I'm wondering if Jeff regrets welcoming me into the show.
Yeah, I've started to miss Austin a little bit tonight. I never thought that I'd get there in my life, but we're close. We're really close.
We'll get there. We'll get there, Jeff. All right, let's head to Green Canyon at Morgan.
Hands it off to the man in motion. He cuts in, and he's hit right at the goal line. And he is no signal yet. Touchdown.
Number 6, Caleb Farron.
Wow. Drew Galbraith with a big
We're going to
hit
keep
there.
our eye on the two-point conversion coming up next, as able to get in the end zone there for the Wolves. And then we're going to take you down to Skyridge. We'll make sure you see this two-point conversion. Let's go Skyridge and Bingham, as JT Wishaw got the call here. 28-all in the third quarter. Skyridge just outside their own 35-yard line.
Offense settle back, grabbing that momentum with a huge defensive stand on the previous possession.
Stevens looks downfield, wants Call. He's got him. Call going to be in for the end zone. His second of the game. It breaks the tie and gives Skyridge the lead once again.
Maybe don't lose that number if you want to make the call to Trent every time. What a bomb from Jackson Stevens. Trent Ball with a house call. It's a party in the end zone for the Skyridge.
A kid that could be playing quarterback. He could be throwing a fit. He still gets to wear the quarterback wristband.
Yeah.
What does he do?
Catches touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's what he does. That's a second touchdown of the night. Not a quarterback anymore.
Green Canyon going for the two-point conversion. Wilson goes out the far side, and nice job by Morgan's defense. String him out. Two-point conversion is no good, so it'll still be 14-12. Morgan leading Green Canyon.
There's a new barbecue joint up in Morgan as well. It's not just Taggart's up there now. Used to be a pizza
spread
place.
the love a little bit.
Used to be a pizza place. Pizza place is gone now. It's great pizza, and now it's good barbecue.
How about West and Olympus? Suey still looking. Now looking to run. Rolls near side. Pressure comes. Pulls up to throw. Got a man open in the end zone. Touchdown West. Just I thought that Suey was going to tuck it and run. He caught his own man in the end zone. Good job by the offensive line not being downfield on that one.
Yeah, good job by a lot of people doing the offensive line, stay behind the line of scrimmage, wide receivers not running out of bounds. That's where Isaiah Suisue is at his best. We saw that so much from him last year. Broken down plays, just making things happen. Right there, he's got West tying this game up, PAT pending.
Luceni Fafita making Uncle Kalani happy with that catch for the touchdown. Hey, when a Panther has clear eyes and a pure heart,
you cannot lose.
Cannot lose. He cannot. As we're going to take you back into Alta and East. As, man, McKee just got thrown to the ground. But it feels good to be back at Alta High School. Yeah, McKee's going to be slow to get up there, getting planted there. As we'll rejoin Alex Napolis and Nate Carter, but the punting unit coming on. And there's two things we don't do.
We do not show refs reffing or kicks kicking.
Yes, unless it means the game's on the line.
Yeah.
The only way we're going to get that one done.
Or we forget. Sometimes that happens.
Or there's situations going on behind the scenes where it's like, hey, we got to show this one. We do need to concede to Moose Bingham and all the things that he tries to push on our
those
program.
forgetful situations.
Let's take you out near the basin. Beaver trailing Duchaine 14-0.
Wheatley back to pass, rolling left. Here's heavy pressure. Wheatley gets hit in the backfield. He's going to push forward. He'll get past the original line of scrimmage.
Wow.
And a flag comes in late.
Credit Wheatley for getting something out of nothing. Gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's see. Let's kind of watch this, Dave. Flag came in way late.
Assisting the runner on the offense. That's a penalty.
Assisting the runner. Oh, he was dragging him. Let's see that play one more time. I've actually never heard that call, assisting the runner.
I haven't either. Interesting. They gave him the yards, so he got 2 yards out of it, and then they penalized him 5.
Oh, he does.
Oh,
he drags him forward.
He did
I have never heard that call, but he does drag. He keeps him from hitting the ground. So, assisting the runner. All right.
Now we know.
Okay, 2nd down 11. Another mistake, a costly penalty for 5 yards.
Okay, so now they may take the yards away.
So I think they did it as a spot foul, but no, it's just 5 yards from the line of scrimmage.
No,
right?
they did it as
So
a
to give you
spot
an update, West kicked the extra point to go up 19-18 late or in the fourth quarter with Matt Coma there. Here, I don't know what the conversation is, but by the way, assisting the runner, you can hit guys from behind. That's now become okay in football.
Yep.
You cannot pull them from the front.
Yeah, and that's been that way for as long as football's been that way.
Yeah. Now, the Bush push was the whole thing of, like, you say not assistant runner. I mean, that was the whole thing with all the Notre Dame fans mad about the Bush push.
Right.
Was that back then that was not kosher as it is now. And now what you have is the two-tush push, as Jason Kelsey calls it.
Yes, that's exactly right.
It's a two-tush. All right, let's take you back out to Duchaine.
Here comes the pressure, and it's out to Gale. There's that drag route. Gale at the line of scrimmage, tries to get loose. Can't get loose, though. Great tackling. It's getting back to the original line of scrimmage, gain of 2.
Yeah, this Duchaine defense has just been something else tonight. So Gale does get a couple of yards before he's pushed back.
Yeah, but they sniffed that one out. Really great job by the defender. I can't get a number on that, but 11. Brody Jacobs with a great play. 3rd and 9, 5:48 left in the game. The Beavers definitely have to do a 4-down territory if they can't make this first. And Wheatley back to pass under heavy pressure, scrambles, gets away. Now throws the ball towards the middle, bounced up, and going to be intercepted by the Duchaine Eagles.
Guess who? Parker Crum.
Is it Crum or is it
Parker
11?
Crum has been the difference in this game tonight, and he scored twice on the Beavers, and he took that one away from him.
Wheatley trying to make something happen, definitely not open, and you're right, Parker Crum tackled by Gale, but it's going to be Duchaine football. That might do it for the Beavers. Another turnover in the second half, 5:32 left in the game. So now Duchaine
Parker
again.
Crum, I mean, I talk about a lot of guys that we always kind of maybe overuse, guys we need to talk more about. Parker Crum is that guy, and he's been that guy for 3 years at Duchaine. Young man has done everything. He's played quarterback, running back. You saw him with the interception there. Let's take you to Bingham and Skyridge. Remember, Skyridge took the lead, 35-28. Here's Cott Ely looking to throw, goes into coverage. That ball incomplete. And it'll bring up a 3rd and long now for the Bingham Miners. But we might have a penalty on this one as well, so we might have pass interference. We'll get that one sorted out as refs reffing. We got some final scores. Kenzie will be bringing those final scores in about 18 minutes or so. We got games going final, some close ones all across the state of Utah. As Week 4 in the state is producing the close games we've been looking for, at least for the last 2 weeks. So penalties will offset there at Bingham and Skyridge. We had a holding penalty against Skyridge, or probably against Bingham, and then a defensive pass interference against the Falcons. And we'll replay third down. So it'll be third down and 11 for Bingham at their own 27-yard line. Let's take you back into JT Wistersill. Big play coming up in this one for the Bingham Miners.
Maybe trying to disguise which personnel is in the game. 35-28 with 8:25 to go. Mariner, head up. Kaili given some time. Pocket breaks down. He just lost it in the air, and the Falcons able to come up with the huge third down stop.
I'll tell you what, that was a great job by Kaili of just getting out of trouble and not causing more disasters. I believe it was Ian Mariner who just blew up the play from the start. You can see why we think so highly of him, and I'm truly surprised that there are not more schools at the next level who don't agree with us.
Nearly able to thread that one in to Carson Sudbury.
That was close, and that is the value of Carson Sudbury. You could see how important he was to that Bingham offense.
We're going to take you out to Alta and East as we're just around 2:12 left in the ball game there, tied at 7, as East is going to have I believe it's third down coming up, or if Alta just got off the field. The other close game we've got is Olympus trailing West, the directional schools just trying to hang on here.
The directional schools, yes. That is a directional school. And Olympus, trying to come back. Haven't heard a ton from Luke Bryant yet.
We certainly
there he
haven't.
is.
And, well, there we go. I said Friday nights look better under neon or stadium lights. Let's take you back, or take you out to Olympus in West, as Olympus has a third down and about 5 coming up as East punts this ball away. And we'll take you back to Alta when something big happens there. The punt went into the end zone, by the way, so be out the ball at their own 20. Let's go out to Olympus.
Third down here for the Titans. Mosley, back to pass. Pressure coming. Rolls out and just has to let this one go. Siegel almost brought that one down.
Oh, Siegel. That would have been a catch of the night on some fantastic plays he's had. And unfortunately, unable to bring it in. It's going to make it 4th and 6 here. And decision time for Olympus.
So will Olympus elect to kick it back to this West offense that's kind of figured it out here in the second half? Or will they risk it and go for it here on 4th down?
I'm guessing they're going to come up, take a look at the defense, and then Mosley will make the decision in terms of a quick kick or actually going for it.
Mosley can kick it if he needs to. As there's 4:20 to go. The Olympus does have 2 timeouts.
Trying to draw him offside.
They're going to run it. Mosley up the far side, and he gets only a yard. A broken play, maybe?
I don't know what the decision was there. That's baffling, honestly. You got to give your team even a chance to pick that up there. I'm assuming his wide receiver did not know that there was supposed to be a route run or something there.
So it's only a gain of 1, and it's going to be first down West at their own 45.
Okay, so this is a chance for your 4-minute offense to end this
Head
game
scratching.
Here. Man,
a little strange. But hey, now it's up to the defense. Little strange can happen.
Yeah.
You got to step up and make a play.
Yeah, there is a D on Olympus, and see what they can do. They'll try to hold off West. Here's the other part. If West scores and kicks the extra point, you're still a touchdown and 2-point conversion away from tying the game if you're Olympus. Not the biggest thing.
West likes to go for 2 in the weirdest of circumstances. This one feels like a very natural circumstance that they would go for 2 if they do score a touchdown here.
Alta and East are tied at 7. I don't know that Coach Teo is going to go for this 4th down. It'll be about 4th down and 4 is the Alta offense unable to do anything against the East defense. Punting unit probably going to come on here for the Hawks. And it is. So it's going to be tied at 7. We'll around a minute 27 left in the ball game there. We also have Green Canyon. It seems like they had the ball the whole second half. Green Canyon does have the ball. Is it 2nd down and 10 for the Wolves? We'll take it out there. Let's do that. Green Canyon coming up. 3rd down and long, or 2nd down and long at their
Who went in for Tate?
at the Morgan.
Nathan Haas.
Okay, number 4. Wilson rolling out towards Nathan Hahn, and he's tackled after a short gain.
Titan was a little slow to get up there.
He was. He made the tackle, didn't he? And was a little slow.
Looks like Tate steals back in.
Needed a little breather on the sideline.
Yeah.
40 yards.
Some nervous energy in the Trojan stands right now as Green Canyon is in Trojan territory. 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Wilson rolling left, throwing hit right as he threw, and it is intercepted by Tate. He's up the sideline, flag on the play.
Uh-oh.
Wilson took a shot as well right as he threw the ball.
That flag came from in the secondary, which is usually not a good sign when you're on defense, but we'll see what they call.
Holding on the defense. Automatic first down.
Darn it, that's not what you want to see there. I wish his mic was still on so we could hear what number. I don't know where that would have been.
Takes the ball down to the 30-yard line and an automatic first down for the Wolves.
It's a big play right there.
Tate had his second interception on the play. We're not sure where.
Big beef coming up the middle.
Into East, as East got the punt. It's about 20 seconds left. Jeff, they're going to line themselves up for a game-winning field goal.
And it all comes down to special teams. We will show these kinds of kicks.
Now it's the third of the game. Right now.
Yeah.
They got, 8 seconds left unofficially. There's some time left there. We'll get the clock reset. Jaron Mulford does a great job running that clock, but I think he might have gone off just a little bit.
I mean, explain the clock process, because it's a little bit confusing. We run our own clock. There's the scoreboard clock. It's a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, it's done manually. You're not always able to tie into these things. We try to get them done, and sometimes it just does not. Technology doesn't want a technology with us.
Yeah.
And so on the screen as an unofficial clock that we run manually, and sometimes you're pushing a button, it may not go, all kinds of stuff, so we have to go back and reset it. So 5 seconds left there in the fourth quarter as a game-winning field goal coming up for the East High Leopards. And Coach Brandon Matic looking to get the win tonight. It's been a tough start to the year for East.
And a big win, kind of a statement win. We talked about this game being which of these teams are we buying? I don't think either one of us would have predicted a 7-7 game with 5 seconds left. But both teams have played well, and they've played differently than they've played all year long.
All right, let's take it into the broadcast. Alex Napolis on the call.
Taking to ice that kicker. And you know what, Nate? We'll take one as well here on the Rewind Sports Network.
Salt Lake Running Company.
For a broadcast team that I always say, and I put all the broadcasters together for Rewind, that I don't show special teams. I've got 2 kickers broadcasting for us.
Yeah.
Because Moose Bingham more famously kicked, starting kicker for Alta, won a bunch of games for Alta, kicked Division 1. And Alex Napolis was a kicker at Kearns.
I don't know what you're doing.
West is going to punt this ball away to Olympus. So it'll be Olympus ball late in the fourth quarter here. We don't have a clock here. We don't have a system operator for Matt Coma and Jake Hatch tonight.
Good punt. I think the last time we looked, it was about 4.5 minutes left. So, I mean, my best guess, right? I mean, 3-ish minutes left in this game, and Olympus is going to have to go, 90 yards for the score and really probably 60 yards to get into field goal range.
Let's go down 11th East to Alta. Game-winning field goal coming up for East.
And the kick, it's good! It's good, and the East High Leopards! Well, the flags come out.
Leopards forgetting.
The play.
Clock was stopped with 2 seconds left as we see the whole East bench celebrating on the field.
I believe the flag is for the celebration.
Yeah, definitely. Situation could be applied here to the kickoff, as I believe the flags came out after the kick was good. 4th and inches, 6 seconds left. The kick went through. unsportsmanlike conduct on the Leopards as they had a party in the middle of the field to celebrate the clutch kick. Going to be pushing back the kickoff here. 2 seconds left.
Yeah, so you're going to have the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. You're going to back them up with 2 seconds left. If you're Coach Teo, is this a Music City Miracle?
I mean,
take a knee, get the offense out there, run a little craziness.
With only 2 seconds, that even taking a knee is a risky move. I think you have to go for the home run on the kickoff.
Yeah. So, but right now for East, good on East.
Good
Talk
on
about
East.
the start of the year, they lose to Orem, they lost to an out-of-state team, and then they lost to Skyridge.
Yeah.
And now able to bounce back
against
keep Alta,
a tough Alta team
in a region game.
Yeah,
mind you.
Yeah.
With all the new realignment, it's hard to remember who's in what region. But this is start of region play tonight in this region because you got West at Olympus. But that means this region is going to be an absolute slugfest.
Yes, it is. And a lot of defensive football in this region. And we're kind of seeing it all on display across the region.
Yeah. In the state of Utah, where scoring is at a premium. Or, not at a premium. It just comes. Defense is the thing here. Yeah. So here comes the kickoff, the ball got blown off the tee. Let's take you into Olympus and West. We'll get you back for this kickoff. Olympus has the ball late in the fourth quarter inside their own 5-yard line, trailing 19-18. And may have just picked up a flag. No flag on that play.
I like keeping the flag in your pocket there. That was incidental contact.
And so we'll get you back out to Alta and East. They went to squib kick. Now there's flags on the play. Alta does not want to give – they got to give the ball up, but there's going to be flags coming in. This game is not over yet. East needs to remember that. There's still flags down as they're going to have to sort this one out too. So we got an absolute craziness. We're not going to make Nate and Alex do this for you. Jeff and I can kind of see what's going on, but East has got to be careful as they might get another – penalty flag and advance the ball, giving Alta a chance.
East is pretty fired up, waving bye to the Alta student section, celebrating like it's the Super Bowl. I mean, 10 years ago, I don't think East is celebrating a 10-7 win over Alta.
No.
But here we are. Shows you how far Alta's come.
But the way that this game has gone, and they're just going to exit the field. So it's exit stage left. Alta's going to leave. So East does get the 10-7 win over the Alta Hawks.
It looks like in the other game that we're keeping an eye on, Olympus, I believe it was.
I think we'll show that one here just momentarily. So let's go to Skyridge and Bingham.
Current windows. 3rd and 13. Kaili looking, backpedaling. Blasted by the Falcons. Huge stop. Skyridge continues to make plays when it matters most.
I had to give him his due earlier, but Steveni, big number 60, the disruptor in there. Great job burying the Miners back deep again. You see, this Falcons defense is flying high. They are impossible to bring down, JT.
What's not impossible, though, is getting a great advanced window product. Save on your energy bill with custom windows. Rebate available through Dominion Energy. Bingham forced a punt on 4th and 25 off the sack. They still got some time, a timeout actually, as we got whistles coming in now. Our officials are going to talk things over, and looks like it was a false start on the Miners, so back them up even a little bit more. Also about advanced window products. You can give a transferable warranty to the next homeowner, a local window and door manufacturing company that sells directly to the public. 37 years of service serving Utah since 1986. As the punt's away, Kalama lost it for a moment, but then doing what he does and breaking tackles as Kalama inside the 30.
And creating the punt.
Bingham right now just...
So La'a Kalama nearly made a highlight reel return there. Let's take you back to West and Olympus. Remember, West leading 19-18. They got the ball back on a punt from Olympus. And so let's take you in Matt Coma and Jake Catch on the call.
I love this. They're going to run the offense back out there.
Could they quick kick it here themselves?
Will Sui quick kick it, or are they going to run a play? They will. Handoff. West has the dagger. Brown into the backfield, still moving to the 20, 15, down to the 10, and that might seal it for the Panthers.
What a play call.
Late flag comes in.
Oh, what a gutsy play call there by West. They trusted their offensive line. Timpanogos Brown came like a bat out of hell up the seam there. Picks up first down yardage and then some. That's going to end this ball game for all intents.
One of my favorite guys in the state, Timpanogos Brown, with the biggest play of the night.
Yeah, big play to really preserve the game, save the game, win the game for West. Special football player, Timpanogos Brown.
3rd down and 15 for Morgan. Green Canyon kicked the field goal to go up 15-14. And Morgan has the ball on their own 44-yard line, down 15-14 with 1:45 left. Let's take it into this one.
Slant pass complete.
Dropped.
Oh, was it no good?
Yeah, he dropped it.
4th down.
Number 14, Jordan Garrett on the front end. Taken down by number 12, Colin Gibson, and number 9, Will Wheatley.
Timeout on the field. Did Morgan call timeout?
I didn't. I was looking at the replay. I didn't.
Okay, yeah. It looks like they're
So Morgan timeout. Well, now they're going to come back on the field. But, Jeff, this is interesting because Morgan had the lead all night. They're up 14-0.
And we talked about it. Green Canyon, I mean, they had the ball the entire second half, really dominated on offense, finally got the points to show for it, and now here we are, Morgan trying to come back.
4th and 15, going to fire to the near side. That ball incomplete, and it's a turnover on downs. And Green Canyon come back down 14-0 to take this one 15-14.
It's probably because I realized that there is a little hue of green in the numbers. Once I saw that,
what it was.
Then the football god said, "Oh yeah, Green Canyon, go ahead.
Green, go ahead. If you're going to wear green,
be green.
Be green." All right, we're up against the break. We're going to take it. You are watching and listening to KSL's Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com, the KSL Plus app, and on 97.5 and 1280, the KSL Sports Zone.
It's 4th down, and that clock is going to tick. The under a minute here. Probably get down to 35 seconds, maybe a little more.
Skyridge keeping the offense on the field. We'll see if they're just trying to get him to jump. Haven't attempted a field goal tonight. And the Miners nearly did jump. And looks like Coach Hem is very content just to take the timeout.
I mean, the unique situation is Miners potentially jumping right, but also potentially trying to draw Skyridge into a false start. Bit of a stalemate there. Skyridge wisely takes timeout now with 35 seconds left. Probably kick the field goal. Maybe timeout. Bit of a wind just picked up now, JT, and it is swirling from east to west. So from the far sideline to the near sideline, if you're watching at home with us, if you're here at the game and watching, boy, do we think that.
Appreciate all of you supporting us on KSL Sports Rewind, as well as any of you who joined us through the Redzone channel tonight. Great auction every Friday night on KSL Sports Rewind weekly, and this has been another fantastic edition. And Brian, what are your thoughts just on this Bingham team overall tonight so far?
Great toughness, JT, and I think they came into this one having learned a lot from a modern-day game that really stretched them to their limit, and really, those kinds of games have a lot of potential to bury a team for the course of the season, right? Either hang your heads or respond and fight back. And I don't know that anybody picked Bingham to win this game outright, but they've been in the fight since the very first snap. Took some hits and kept on marching forward, and I think Bingham is really starting to reestablish themselves as one of the banner programs in the state. You're seeing their culture really take root.
A 39-yard field goal to seal it. A Falcons win with 35 seconds left. Blake Hester. It's up. And no good! Bingham with an opportunity with 29 seconds left.
29 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
You mentioned the wind, JT, and I wonder if it caught a little bit. There was a gust right as Hester tried to kick that one through. 29 seconds. Bingham's had a lot of aces up their sleeves all night long. Do they have one left? Try and tie this one up. Skyridge defense is anxious to get on the field. Get this one done. They're very confident.
You've seen Bingham make up big yardage and opportunities, and they got a long way to go, and they got to get in the end zone. Ely trying to be the hero, starts in the gun. The sophomore looking to take down the reigning 6A state champions for the first time in 23, and he survives the stack, looking downfield, waiting, throws it, and just stepping out of bounds. But costly 15 seconds. Oh no, was Ely past the line, Brian?
But that looks like where the penalty flag has been thrown in the direction of JT. And for Ely just trying to make something happen, and I think this one is going to end up going in favor of the Falcons.
Welcome back to KSL Sports Rewind Red Zone. I'm Kenzie Valentine giving some final scores from the night, starting with Corner Canyon at Farmington. Corner Canyon ran away with that game 42-3. Skyview at Fremont. Skyview won 35-7. Westlake at Harriman. Harriman won that one 27-0. Millard at Kanab. That was a close game. Kanab won 16-13. Carbon at Bear River. Bear River was all over Carbon 58-0. Viewmont at Bountiful. That was a close game as well. Bountiful won 28-27. Lastly, Duchaine ended up winning 20-0 against Beaver. Now let's go into Bingham at Skyridge.
Get in the end zone, maybe 2 to 3 plays somehow left, and a long way to go. 85 yards. Ely launches one deep, looking, waiting, wasn't intercepted. Falcons get the takeaway and seal a Week 4 victory. A clutch interception by Tavian Edwards.
You started it with defense and finished it with defense. Put in the dime package, and Bingham's.
Well, how about that? Bingham gave him a run, but Skyridge takes care of it in the end, get the interception to seal the win. And I'll tell you what's different about this week. We've had more close games, but because they were close and a lot of them low scoring, it's been a fast night.
It's been a fast night. I think everybody was tired of the wind. All these teams just universally agreed. It's windy. It's kind of rainy. There's dust getting in our eyes. Pollen is all over the air. Let's just get home. Let's wrap this up quick today.
You know, it's just any night in football is a great night.
Yeah.
One score that wonderful Kenzie did not mention, other than the Utah score, she mentioned Carbon. I mean, you can take pot shots at Jeff all day long. I mean, mention the Carbon beatdown against Bear River. At least Emory lost. Manti takes this one 24-21. The Templars taking care of things for Dusty. Reggie Frischneck, by the way, the guy maybe you've never seen. I don't know if you've ever seen Reggie Frischneck.
He's good.
The kid's a stud. 65-yard touchdown tonight from Mason Starkweather. That means he has a touchdown catch, and every game this year
he can play.
Reggie's a stud.
At any level, he could play. Dusty, we got to do some math.
No.
We got to talk about our alma maters. We got to do some math. Because last week, Clearfield, my beloved Falcons, lost 55-0, as did your Carbon Dinos.
They did.
And today, as Kenzie brought up, really picking at scabs.
No.
58-0. So 55 plus 58, that's 113.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Okay, Clearfield lost tonight, 56-0. That's 111.
Yeah.
So therefore, by math, my last 2 weeks at Clearfield, 111-0. Yours, 113-0 for Carbon. Therefore, Clearfield is 2 points better than Carbon, and now we've established that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't argue with math.
I feel like Dane on a pick six. Yep. That's a pick six, all right.
That's going to be a pick six. Just a brutal couple of weeks for our alma maters.
It's been a rough since 2001. Well, 2000 at Carbon. 2001 we were competitive. We lost. Jan's senior year, competitive but lost. But yeah, it's been tough since 2013. It's been tough sledding to be a Carbon Dino football fan. All right, let's go through some final scores, and we'll try to get out here at the top of the hour. Kenzie went through a bunch of these, but Lehigh. How about Jet New? Jet New just continues. It was a 2-0 start for Kalen Hall. He lost his last two, but this is a little different, taking on the reigning 5A champs. And Lehigh wins this one 37-14.
Well, we heard a lot about Jet New. We heard a lot about Jet New last year. I mean, he was playing understudy to Jackson Brousseau, and hey, this year was going to be the year that he broke out, and you're kind of seeing it. He's doing some really good things for that Lehigh team this year.
Found Grayson Brousseau, the younger brother to my younger brother, Jackson Brousseau, found him for 14 yards. How about this? He found his brother, Brighton New, got in the end zone in this one. 2-yard pass from Jed, and also found Caleb Moore as well.
Another big score from a team that we're still undervaluing, I think, across the state. Syracuse going up against Taylorsville, but 59-0. When you think about Syracuse, the nothing pitching a shutout, that doesn't surprise you. Mitch Tulane and that defense, they're really tough. But the offense, 59 points is a big performance for that Syracuse team.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe get them on the offensive side of things. American Fork defending the state, take care of Rigby 50-7. Rigby goes 0-2 back-to-back weeks against Lehigh and American Fork. See if they answer any scheduling calls in the future.
Yeah, I think it's time to start talking about American Fork. After we saw Skyridge kind of stub their toe a little bit against Bingham, I don't know. Anybody voting in the top 25 poll, I don't know that you just automatically put Skyridge at that 2 line. American Fork continues to impress.
I'm just so curious if what they'll do against the bigger competition running the football.
Yeah.
And Heaterly's done a nice job to start the year, but can he continue it? Can we talk about Warriors? I mean, I know a couple of weeks ago, we'll start the year, we talked about LR3, and rightfully so. And LR3 gave it everything he could for as long as he could. How about Isaac Wilson? The kid goes and gets his knee scoped earlier this week, take care of some bone spurs. First of all, he pushed his way through last week. He actually got hurt in week 1, pushed through the Gorman game, had the 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. Last week came back to play Lone Peak, didn't practice all week.
Yeah.
Then gets surgery early this week. He comes out and plays against Farmington and leads the way as Corner Canyon ran away from Farmington.
Tough kid, and he's playing well. I mean, he's not just playing through injuries, he's playing well through injuries. It's what you kind of grow to expect. Bounce back win this week for Harriman. They took on Westlake, and they pitched a shutout of their own. Remember, Harriman coming off of that disappointing loss at Syracuse, 27-0 tonight over Westlake.
And by the way, before I move on from the little Corner Canyon thing, I can't be Uncle Dusty if I don't talk about this. Take care. Only played 1 half, as Isaac Wilson did as well, but 6 catches, 82 yards, 2 touchdowns on the night for Take Care, trying to go after that. He's not keeping pace at the moment for the receptions record, but he'll get there. How about Weber and Wasatch in an absolute shootout out in Weber, or pardon me, out in Wasatch? Weber takes this one. Well, it hasn't been yet. It is final now, 62-41. Getting on the left side there for Weber. They go to 1-3 on the year, drop Wasatch to 1-3. But what we know is the Fighting Coburns get better as the year goes on. Crew had a big night tossing the football around for Weber.
Yeah, I found Celesi Moa a couple of times. Celesi already a 4-star. He could push for 5-star status by the time all is said and done. Had a 51-yard touchdown catch and a 66-yard touchdown catch in that one.
How about the surprising undefeated team in 6A? Mountain Ridge.
Yeah.
We showed the game here. It was the rewind game of the week with Dane and Moose. But Mountain Ridge, in that crazy third quarter, nobody wanted the football in the third quarter.
No.
But Mountain Ridge finishes off with the last 4 scores of the night, including the Tanner DeYoung 95-yard pick 6, as Mountain Ridge takes this one 31-17.
Yeah, really impressive performance on both sides of the ball for that Mountain Ridge team. Another surprising team that maybe we should start talking about a little bit more, Pleasant Grove. They moved to 4-0, all over Layton, 31-14. Carson Rasmussen, he just continues to lead his team right on into the end zone.
C-Ras, as he's known around the PG parts. We went through a bunch of these. Springville, 46-0 over Cypress. Valetti does Valetti things. Timpview out in L.A., losing right now, currently trailing Los Alamitos 29-21. As hopefully they'll take care of the state flag as well.
Yeah, Helaman Kasuga, really, really talented Timpview team. I think they got some juice left in them here in the second half.
How about Orem and West Jordan? tied at 35 last reported. We don't have a feed on that one. We'll be showing the end of it. Final score just came in.
Ooh.
West Jordan 41-35 in overtime. Back-to-back weeks, Orem loses in overtime as it was Dominic Overby, a 25-yard catch from Jackson Roybal. And it is West Jordan getting out of Orem in overtime, 41-35.
Great win for the Jaguars. Orem, I mean, they are starting to figure it out. I mean, think of their quarterback situation.
Bingham's done a nice job the last couple of weeks.
Lance Reynolds starts the year. Asher Young kind of pinch hits as Lance Reynolds can't go. Now they're breaking in Cole Lingaman, who, if I remember right, is a sophomore, just a young quarterback.
I believe it's Brett's son.
Yeah, playing really, really well. Orem's not a team I want to mess with in the future, but West Jordan gets the best of them tonight.
Cole Lingaman, because Brett was supposed to be on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't make it. Now, probably a good thing because Claire Crawley ended the show in the third week.
Yeah.
Claire's Claire.
I would have taken a rose from Brett.
Absolutely.
I mean.
Still would. And by the way, it was a great comeback. Cole Lingaman threw a touchdown pass with 12 seconds left to send this game to overtime.
He's played well.
He has played really well.
As he gets the speed of the game and he gets his feet wet, right? I mean, this is really his second start.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's a second start. Maybe his first start, second extended game action. He's going to get better. He's got all the tools to be very good.
Well, and on that, he's going with another sophomore there, Jackson Roybal. Jackson Roybal threw himself a great night as well. Dominic Overby catching that touchdown, but threw one to Julius Mulatalo, and then talk about the game winner, Dominic Overby. But congratulations to West Jordan. But, man, for LR2, it's been a rough couple of weeks and 3 overtimes to go down in this one. You mentioned Ridgeline all over Cedar Valley. I mean, Ridgeline's just putting it on people right now.
Yeah, they are. There's a ton of talent on that Ridgeline team. And they're not the only team in Cache Valley. Skyview comes on this side of Sardine Canyon, gets the best of Fremont, 35-7. It's Brevin Egbert who really kind of steals the show with a trio. Not once, not twice, but thrice he runs into the end zone. The last one, a 60-yard touchdown run for the Bobcats.
All right, let's go to the Battle of Bountiful. Bountiful taking on Viewmont. And it was with 4:06 left in the fourth quarter. Emerson Geilman finds Feilatau Satawala 21 yards out. Like the B for Bountiful. 28-27. Bountiful still remains in control of Bountiful.
Yeah. It's a great pizza place up there by Viewmont High. Z Brothers Pizza. If you've never been there, check it out. Viewmont, it's right around the corner. You maybe console yourselves with the loss. Have some pizza. You'll be happier at the end.
East, we talked about this one, East and Alta. East getting their first win of the year, last-second field goal, giving them the win. Speak of East, you have to speak of West. West gets this one against Olympus, 19-18, taking this one. That feels like a collision course. Alta's still going to be in the mix there. But, man, that region just gets crazier, Jeff, as we look at it.
Yeah. They really do. It's going to be a battle. Now that we start region play, really gets into full swing next week across the state. That one's going to be a fun one to pay attention to.
All right, ready for the Dak Sumco update?
Ready?
4 rushing touchdowns on the night for Dak Sumco.
Wow.
1 yard, 30-yard, and a 13-yard performance tonight as the Bees all over Northridge.
Yeah,
42-12.
Dak Sumco, just a special player, does it week in and week out. Going down south, Desert Hills taking on Pineview. It's in a lightning delay now, but Desert Hills is all over the Panthers. It's 48-20 with about 9 minutes left in the game when the lightning came through.
Going through a couple more of these. Spanish Fork all over Uinta. There's a couple I'm still looking for to go final. Crimson Cliffs all over Cedar City. Poor Cedar City.
Crimson Cliffs, wow. I mean, it seems like every week they're putting up really impressive performances. Even when they traveled to Bingham and they lost, and now we've seen what Bingham does against Skyridge. Crimson Cliffs, I think you could make an argument they were the better team that game, even though they lost in the end. Crimson Cliffs, maybe time to start taking them a little bit more seriously than we are. They are very good.
Welcome back to Chase Riggs. Chase Riggs, the last time this young man got to play in a Timpanogos uniform, threw a gem to win the 5A state championship for Timpanogos against Lehigh. His first game of the year after breaking his hand in camp, comes back, throws 5 touchdown passes, only one of them to Luke Livingston. Spread the ball around, Gabe Graff. Dash McCann, Josh Graff had another one, Dustin Van Wagner, and nephew Tage had himself a night on defense as it was all Timpanogos, 52-12.
Riggs coming back really changes that entire offense because it's no longer just the Luke Livingston show.
Yeah.
When he's playing quarterback, he's the best athlete on the field, so you stick him at quarterback. When you have a quarterback like Riggs in there who can distribute and facilitate that offense, it makes Luke Livingston special, but it makes so many other players more dynamic. That's a big addition for that Timpanogos offense.
I think this might be the first time in school history that Canyon View, the Falcons, the team that runs east and west down there in Cedar City, is 4-0. I'm pretty confident saying it's the first time in school history.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. School opened in 1997, if I remember correctly. Beat Ben Lomond tonight, 31-22. The Fighting Emmett Whites fall to 2-2 on the year, or the Fighting Nick Howells, however you want to look at it. Jackson Jensen, again, another terrific night for Canyon View. Go through just a couple more. I was looking for one of those. How about Morgan Green Canyon? We got to talk about this one a little bit more. Green Canyon getting that win. They dominated that second half. They had the ball. That Morgan defense is very, very good. Put them in 3A. I think they might be the favorite in 3A. But man, Green Canyon able to bounce back and get the win at Morgan.
In a tough place to play. Morgan, I mean, that whole town rallies around that high school football team. That's a gutty win for Green Canyon, who just continues to put up wins on the scoreboard.
And how about one of the more surprising wins tonight? Grantsville was 1-3 coming, or they were 0-3 going into tonight. Had not yet to get the win. Beat Juab at Juab. It was Dallin Van Vliet, 45-yard run for a touchdown, and Joe Wright with the game winner early in the third quarter, and the defense pitches a shutout in the fourth to take the win at Juab 10-7.
Wow.
Congratulations to Juab in what has been a tough place to get wins, especially recently.
Another one, not quite final yet, but Park City. We haven't talked about Park City.
Good one.
Park City 3-0, looking to move to 4-0. They're all over Hillcrest. It's 37-0. About 7 minutes left to play in that one.
Well, I feel sorry to tell this to Bryson Bards. He is the Milford man. He is the Milfordman. Providence Hall takes this one 22-21 over the Fighting Bryson Barnes. And good night tonight. Talon Schneider had a touchdown. The game winner was Jaden Reyes from Tui Fonua late in the fourth quarter as Providence Hall held on against Milford at Milford 22-21 as the Patriots go to 3-1 on the year.
Well, Kenzie reminded us, I mean, he may be a Milford man at heart, but he's a Utah man today, so we can maybe move on. He's happy with the win he got this week.
Yeah, Kenzie? Yeah? Okay. And Kanab, she mentioned Kanab beating Milford. Good on Griffin Bone. The Griffin Bone is connected to the end zone, as Dane Stewart would say. Judge got the win over Gunnison Valley. Congratulations to Judge at the best high school football field maybe in the state of Utah. I think they're coming down to their final years as Judge Memorial will be moving to 21st South. As the football field will...
End of an era.
Sad. If you've been to Judge High School, it is beautiful. Any other ones for you, Jeff?
No, I think that pretty well wraps it up. A couple of impressive performances. I really love what Skyview was doing up there.
Yeah.
That team just continues to impress. I don't think anybody had any expectations for the Bobcats, but they're doing it at all levels. I mean, they take down even a struggling Fremont team. That's still a big jump. Skyview, I said 3A earlier. Skyview's 4A, playing 6A Fremont. When I went, everybody was 5A. There was 3A. I know it, whatever.
And Skyview was 4A back then.
Yeah, so anyway, big win. Big win.
Big win. Imagine if you put Skyview and Green Canyon back together, how good that football team would be.
Be a pretty darn good football team.
And imagine if you had Alta and Corner Canyon back together.
Or Lehigh and Skyridge.
All the what-ifs.
Yeah, so many what-ifs. And imagine if transfers didn't exist. Everybody would be good.
Oh, man. If you played in your boundary. Not that I'm saying that has to happen. I'm not saying that. Maybe you should only get 5 transfers. 5 non... Is that the number we landed on was 5? 5
I think
non-boundary
I talked you out
guys?
of 5. I think 5 was...
10 was the start, but now...
I think I talked you down to like 3.
Okay, 3. You get 3.5. 3.5 players outside of your boundary.
3.5.
And that's it. 3 and a hook.
And 1 could carry over to the next year.
3 and a hook. That's it. And then you're done. I'm going to start proposing that bill. But, Jeff, had another great week. Week 4. Week 5 will be coming up next week. And one more thing. Good one on Kenzie tonight. She really brought out her personality tonight. I enjoyed it. I may have encouraged it, but it was
I
good.
enjoy the personality. I just wish it was a different personality, but I'm glad it's coming out. It's fun to see Kenzie come out of her shell a little bit.
Yeah, very good. Plus, we got to meet Mom and Papa Valentine before show.
Great night.
They're new fans of the show, too. Hopefully they're back at the hotel watching the show. I'm going to guess so. I'm going to hope so. Thank you all for watching as well, for getting in on YouTube chats. By the way, let's keep YouTube chat nice, by the way. Only positive vibes. This is, in the end, it is a high school football show. I just want to make sure, one last thing, if we missed any questions or anything else, I feel like Greg Rebell at the end of the Cougar Sports Nation at the end of things. But no, I don't see any other good questions. You see anything?
Not any good ones, no. I mean, I saw that Crosby asked some questions, but they weren't great. So
sorry, Crosby.
They get cut.
Make sure to come say hi tomorrow. All right, we're going to wrap this thing up. Been a great night for Jeff Hansen, Vince Francis, Jeremy Moss, Kenzie Valentine. I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching and listening to KSL Sports Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com, the KSL Plus app, and on 97.5 at 1280.